Hello, hello. I hope you're all doing well. Sorry I'm starting so late. Ran a bit late tonight. I hope you're all doing well. Well, it's good to see you guys in. Tonight it's going to be just some little chatting and stuff. Excuse my voice. I still got a lot of sinus and stuff, so I have been struggling with that recently. I can't seem to get Element to work, guys, so my Discord is open tonight. Please do come in and join the Discord server if you want to chat, because tonight we're going to have some flat earth chatteroos. Everything flat earth, guys. Well, it's good to see you all here. Thank you all for coming. So 54 votes. Are you a flat earther? Yes, I am. 41%. No, I'm not. 51%. And in between at the moment, 7%. I'm actually glad to see the 7% in between, because that means you guys are globe skeptics and, well, you open to the truth. So who do we have in? We obviously have Alan Ocean in. Hey, good to see you, mate. Timothy P. Southwick, thank you for coming. Good to see you. Michael Kahn, hello, hello. Thank you for coming. Professor Harvester, good to see you. Andrew Johnston, Paul Baldwin, PJ Krugshank, hello, hello. Moxie, great to see you, mate. Martin, hello. Conspiracy Pundit, good to see you too. Kling Lightning 300 MI, I always get this guy's name wrong, but good to see you, mate. Faciality, hello, hello. Mikey Smith, good to see you too. Who else do I see here? And we got Marach, whoever that is, good to see you. Paul, great to see you too. Glad you could make it. Debatable D, Duper Poons, Peaceful Warrior, hello, good to see you too. Ryan S, great to see you. There's a lot of people in, so there's a lot of people we have to say hello to tonight, so that's a good thing. Richard G, great to see you too. I think that's about everybody. Yeah, the list just goes on. And TB, great to see you. Carl Apple, also good to see you. Marizon, oh, good to see my wife. Thank you for coming. Liffy X by Liffio. Underground Tunnels, hello, hello. Jolly Man, Television, and wow, a lot of people in. So if anybody wants to come in and chat Flat Earth, the Discord is open. Here's the link. Please come and chat, because unfortunately Michael and PJ, I don't have my elements just not seeming to connect. So I will be working on Discord tonight. Hopefully you guys will come in. Spuddy says he's probably busy eating wife's made Oreo cupcakes. No, we didn't make Oreo cupcakes. We don't have Oreos left. Our cupboards are kind of empty. My pay only comes in 12 o'clock, so tomorrow we can go buy Oreos again. It's good to see you guys. So I guess I'll be discussing Flat Earth myself then tonight. Can't get Discord to work. How the hell? Let me see if I can. You know what I'm going to try to do? Let me do this. Alright. Task Manager. This is so professional, eh? I'm gonna end the element again. Totally in task. Get it out of my system here. See if that helps, because sometimes it does help to get it restarting totally and then starting it up again. Flats, try to debunk my water bottle proof. Your water bottle proof is debunked by the word parallax. I don't need to debunk more than that. If you understand how parallax works, you understand it's your vantage point to the object. Hey, okay, I got it working, but I got myself in twice. So yeah, you can come in if it works. Otherwise, Discord's still open, as well as Thingy-ma-bob, Discord. Okay, let's go to paint. I'm going to do a water bottle test quickly. This is so simple. We're going to say this is the horizon, correct? And you are saying, look, I got a water bottle here and the water level in the water body is like that, and you're looking at it from this vantage point. Now you're saying, but it's higher than the horizon, so therefore it drops to eye level. No, it's called parallax. Let's change that water position. Now you're looking straight on. It's going to look like that to the horizon. And if you have to be on top of the water bottle, you'll be looking like this. It's all relative to each other. So yeah, it's all relative to each other, and that's simply, yeah, parallax. You're looking from different vantage points to a reference.
Can I comment?
Yeah, go ahead. How's it going, Michael?
Not bad. But you're always an X amount above sea level, so your bottle of water is not going to match your horizon.
It does at a certain level, though. If you push your eyes lower than the bottle, it will level up to the horizon.
Yeah. Alright, guys. I thought Mikey was coming on tonight. That's why I wasn't all ready to come on. I thought Mikey was on. That's why I didn't bother.
He said he would come on next week or something, or this weekend.
Oh,
We still have to make.
I thought he was on tonight. That's why I didn't bother even trying even the Discord.
I'm more than happy to have him on tonight because I'm interested to hear his firmament thing.
Good password is, but
Password?
if you don't know it, Mikey, we don't.
Media Don, I don't need to react to McToon's newest accurate flat Earth map because it's a straw man map. It's really idiotic.
Nobody needs to address McToon anyway.
No.
Idiot.
That's the diplomatic form of the word.
It's full of lies and strawmans and all kinds of nonsense.
Yeah. Guys, how's this? Only 48% say they're not out of 64 votes. 8% say they're in between. So this is actually for you guys that are in between. Would you guys like to come and chat tonight? So we can find out what your thoughts are on why you're in between and whatever. Because frankly, I'm not really interested between the I'm nots because those are usually the anti-flat earthers. Hey, Mad About a Shape, good to see you. Thank you for coming. Glad you could make it. I hope my voice is not too bad tonight. But you can probably hear...
Yeah, you can hear you sound like you've got a cold or something.
My nose is like completely closed.
Is it what is it with the cold or is it allergies?
It's from the hay fever. It's starting to attack me quite heavy, man. My wife or so, but everywhere it's always the season change here that catches the people badly. So yeah, do we have anybody coming to join in Discord so far? No one. But yeah, that's parallax to you guys. Just it's got to do with your observation to the I can maybe do it with the. Let's see if I can maybe use the.
It's like if you stood at horizon with a bottle of water in your hand. You could hold it above your head. You could hold it below your chin. You know what I mean? I don't understand this point, mate. Like,
you can hold it behind your back if you want. The water's still got a pebble in it.
If I hold that bottle of water in front of my eyes, then it's going to line up with horizon. But if I move it anywhere other than in front of my eyes, then
it won't.
No.
It won't.
I'm just
It'll certainly be level inside the bottle.
I'm just gonna quickly get a water bottle, okay? If I can find one. I think my children had my. Oh. Yeah, you guys can carry on talking.
I was saying we're talking to a chair at the minute. Just an empty chair. Flats, where you going?
Hey, Charlie. How's it going, Charlie?
So I take it Sea Lightning 300 is Flat Earth Canada.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, I get that one now. Because he said hello PJ as though I was meant to know him, and then I searched up the chat a bit, and I was like, yeah, I do know. just making sure that
I voted him hard because
I know that's what I just read.
I just go to this troll out and the next thing there's another brand new account pops up saying, "Hello, I'm a flat earther." Oh, it's a troll.
Well, we're coming in with a comment like that. You probably that's the first thing you would check to see if they're a new account.
Okay.
And he just so happened to be a new account.
Okay, guys.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is the water bottle, okay? What am I going to have in reference to the horizon now? Give me 2 seconds. Okay. Yeah, let's do this again. Okay. We're going to have this... we're going to just try and... Okay, sort of. This would be the horizon line, this ruler. This is your water bottle to your eyes, correct? See, it's low. Now let's move it up. It's relative to... It's showing level to the horizon, but let's put it on top. Let's put it on top. You see, now it's higher. Now, it's just got to do with how are you looking at the water bottle. Now, I'm gonna keep the ruler in my mouth, but instead of moving the water bottle, I'm gonna move the camera. Okay? Okay, look, it's level totally. Horizon higher, horizon lower. Horizon higher, horizon lower. You get it? It's parallax. And that's the simplest form I can explain it to the guys.
Hold on, we're still getting the tail end of the demonstration, Flats. Chill. Yeah, it's cool, man.
Remember, water always finds its level.
Exactly.
I can just imagine ballers are going to be screenshotting this.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, they're going to.
Yeah, because it's got a wavy ruler, a bent ruler and all that.
The ruler was just for reference, guys. That's all it was.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's simple stuff. That's why I say we can literally demonstrate the things we talk about. They can't.
Exactly.
Hey, Flat Sabbath, good to see you too, mate. Mikey, is Mikey going now? He can't sign in. You can.
Google's. It's funny, Google. Like, if you can't remember your password, you've had it.
Exactly. Exactly, Flat Sabbath. It's very sad that they don't get it. So there's Flat Earth proof number 1, guys. Anything else you guys want us to... Excuse me. You want me to explain based on Flat Earth? AKA reality? Guess not.
Who are you talking to?
Everybody. Actually, everybody.
Oh, so I thought it was a rhetorical question.
But yeah,
I really did.
But I mean, PJ and Michael, you guys aren't flat earthers, so I mean, I can't ask you guys.
No, of course. We're controlled opposition.
Yeah, I mean, I am a paid actor in the Southern Hemisphere. Remember?
I don't know why anybody responds to those proposals. It's just a troll.
Hey, XP back, guys. Good to see you, mate. Okay. Well, as you guys, I don't know if you guys know, I'm going to be debating Mark Reed on MDD. Sunday morning, the 2nd, by me. Obviously, in America, I think Eastern time, it's going to be the 1st by him. But I don't know why he's got what's it, pending on as my photo. So yeah, this is going to be me debating Mark Reed. 4 o'clock in the morning by me, by the way.
4 in the morning where you're at, so it's got to be 5, yeah.
Yeah, see, 4 a.m. live in 29 hours. We're going to be discussing, is NASA deceitful? So I'm actually very interested to see what argument he would give to say why NASA's not deceitful. Because what can he actually say? Parallax requires 2 observers in 2 positions. No, it requires 2 observations in 2 different positions, which I just showed with the water bottle, Peanut. I changed the camera height, aka changed the observation points to references. Whoopsie! Hey, Flat Earth Truth, good to see you, man. Great you could make it. Yeah, guys, I wanted to ask, do you want me to stream this live, or do you want me just to record it and then we can go Sunday night through it for those that haven't watched it? Yeah, Peyton Manning. Michael? PJ?
Yeah, yeah. I'm easy
I've
with
been an
it.
answer to Mikey like that, so.
Yeah, I'm easy with whatever.
I'll just speak it because it'd be easier. Mikey, try if there's an option for can't remember password and see if you can have something sent to your email to change it. Other than that, if you can't remember your password, you'll have to make another account.
Exactly.
There's no get round it really. Like,
I know the definition, Peanut, which I just demonstrated it to you. When you're changing your camera position, you have 2 observation points. This is I mean, okay, you know what we're going to do? Let's go look at word level definition.
peanut by name, peanut by brain.
I think I'm going to do it through Discord. Oh, Alan Norstrand in Discord. How you doing, mate? Good to see you.
What's he doing in Discord when he's an element?
I don't know.
Hey, good. I just had the mic turned on. Oh,
I'm trying to look for
you
a
guys hear
phone.
me?
Yeah, we can hear you. How's it
Yeah.
going, mate? How's it going?
Cool, it's going good. Just took me a while to get in here. My internet is so slow.
Is there snow still bad there by you?
No, it's actually nice weather today.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, because we actually had a cool day today. That's why I've actually got a bit of a long sleeve on. I'm getting hot with it actually, but if I take it off, I get a bit cool. So that's. I'm looking for a screenshot I put here where zebra, I think it's closer. Oh, there we go. We're gonna. This is also wiggles in my measurement. This is exactly how it works with the parallax as well, guys. But we'll get to that now. It's so easy to debunk these guys. It's not even funny. I mean, you guys saw my my trailer.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's from an old stream we had. Oh, there. This is go. Okay. Tell me when it's popped up for you guys. Hey, Dr. Bass Atwood, good to see you, mate. Yeah, how does parallax require 2 observers? Usually because parallax you need to have from a different vantage point to a reference, but you don't require 2 observers. You can be 1 observer just changing your position. That's it. Remember, these are the same people that think level means curve. Hey, Charlie Walsh, good to see you. Thank you for coming, man. Okay, it should be on screen now by you guys.
From Zebra B.
Yeah, okay, from Zebra 8, guys. Let's go through this. He literally debunks himself by putting the definitions of level from different sources on here, different dictionaries. Just because he sees the word in there, curvature of Earth, he thinks it's making his curve. This is sad. Okay, here are 5 definitions of level from 5 different dictionaries that use reference to the curvature of Earth. Okay, Merriam-Webster Dictionary. Level is parallel. Remember, what is parallel, guys? You know what, while we read it through, let's draw it out. What is parallel? We're going to have a red line and a blue line. Oh. Excuse me. Okay. This is parallel, guys. That's what parallel means. 2 lines parallel to one another. Okay? With the line of the horizon. A horizon, what is a horizon? A horizontal. So, when you look at it now, parallel to the horizon. The horizon being the horizontal. That would be the horizon to the horizontal. That's parallel, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, now they go and they totally contradict the statement just made. Conforming to the curvature of the Earth's surface. Globies, tell me, how can you have a horizontal parallel if it's conforming to a curve?
Okay.
You can't, exactly. So let's go look what parallel first means, because it seems we have to literally go and teach the people what words mean. I can't believe we have to be, in this day and age, or to teach grown-ass people what a word means. Parallel. Of lines, planes, or surfaces side by side by having the same distance continuously between them. Parallel lines never meet. Okay? A person thing is a similar analog to another. Now, obviously, you can have parallel in the sense of that to another there. Okay?
What's going on with Mikey? Mikey's chatting in the chat like
It's our fault that he can't get on.
Mikey,
Mikey,
we would.
It's not our fault, Mikey. You can't remember your password.
Hey, Lumpy Guest, good to see you, mate. Mikey, we would love you to come on, mate. Otherwise, if you want, tomorrow night I can do it on StreamYard and I can send you the link on StreamYard. If that will be easier. Then you can come present actually on StreamYard tomorrow. That'd be great. So anyway, guys, this can be parallel to one another, correct? But what happens, let's go quickly look at their globe. And let's see if that fits to what it is. Remember, the Earth is a geoid, guys. Why is it a geoid? It's not a perfect sphere. Okay, so tell me, how do you have parallel to the center of Earth all over there? I'm going to go back to paint. Oh, I love paint so much. You know why paint is so fun? Because the globies say, why are you using paint? Oh, no, no. Okay, you see there's a line. Is it the same radius as that line? So this is a question to all globies. Is that radius the same radius as that radius? Or how about, let's create another one. How about to that one? Same radius? Or how about to this one? Same radius? No, every single one of them have different radius values. So therefore you cannot be parallel to the surface because it always has a different radius. Your own geoid debunks your own definition of level, guys. Okay, so there we go. Now let's bring up the actual Merriam-Webster dictionary. Merriam-Webster level definition. Because there's some words that they love to ignore. So tonight we can practically change this to, let's teach the ballers what words mean. Level. Remember, synonyms of level, guys. A device for establishing a horizontal line or plane by means of a bubble in a liquid that shows adjustment to the horizontal by movement to the center of a slightly bowed glass tube. So that's just a water level, guys. So, a measurement of difference of altitude of 2 points by means of a level. So you can change it to eye level. That's also one thing. Let's do this quickly. If you guys have a globe, this is your globe. And you got someone standing here. And they are looking eye level. Is that eye level? Is that eye level? No, that's not eye level. Because it's got to be parallel to the curvature of your Earth. Now, how do you be curvature to the Earth if the curvature of Earth is changing at different rates as well? Hey, Moomin Rider, good to see you, mate. Thank you for coming. So, let's get back. So, there's a lot of contradictions so far for the globe model. It just doesn't gel with level. So, then it goes. Horizontal condition. Especially equilibrium of a fluid marked by a horizontal surface or even altitude. Water seeks its own level, which means horizontal. How much times do we get the people that say, no, it doesn't. It doesn't seek its own level. You guys just make up your own physics. Is that not what we get?
Yeah. But water doesn't seek anything.
Yet it's in the actual definition that they love to cite because it says earth curve. One little word that says earth curve that totally contradicts every single word that is in the meaning. Hi, Sergio, good to see you, mate. Thank you for coming. And Gemacho Wombat, hello. So, it's very, very simple. So let's go on. An approximately horizontal line or surface taken as an index of altitude. Charts were arranged at eye level. There's a lot of horizontals here. One thing we don't see yet, curve. So, a particularly horizontal surface of area as land. A level of the plateau. A position in a scale, rank, achievement, significance, founded national, whatever, okay? We can carry on. A line or surface that cuts perpendicularly all plumb lines that meets and hence would everywhere coincide with the surface of still water. Now what does that mean, guys? Let's go back to your globe.
I think Mikey thinks you're not letting him in, Flats, for some reason.
Can we just address this before we go on? Like, apparently you've had an email off Mikey saying you were coming on tonight.
Tonight?
Yeah, is that true or not? Or have you not?
I had
checked the
emails
email?
from him, but I didn't know it was tonight. Like I said, we'll work out a time.
But the pestering me as though it's my show and it ain't my show. You know what I mean?
No.
That's one. And two, it's not my responsibility for other people's passwords.
Yeah.
And I don't
Mikey.
appreciate people having a go at me when it's not to do with me.
Yeah. Mikey, with all respect, dude, we can work it out tomorrow. If you can't come in here now, we can't do anything about it. You can come tomorrow to present. I said, yeah, we have to work out a time to present. I did not say tonight. Okay? Be great if you can come in tomorrow night, but tonight, if you can't get in here, there's nothing I can do about it. You're more than welcome to come into Discord, and if you can somehow get into Element, it would be great. But we can't do anything about it if you can't get into your Google account. Hey, Black Circle, good to see you, mate. Thank you for coming. Yes, level does mean flat. We're going to carry on. So let's go back to...
Sorry, it's just from what I was reading in chat, I had to bring it up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, don't stress, mate. Okay, he says, so what to say? A line or surface that cuts perpendicular all plumb lines. Not just singular plumb lines, guys. All plumb lines. That it meets. And hence would everywhere coincide with the surface of still water. What is the surface of still water? A horizontal. It seeks its own level. Now let's go to the globe. Yeah, exactly. The globe is 71% water. Now we got a guy here. He's got a plum. He's got plum. Now, he's going to be looking level out, correct? Now, what are they saying? Oh yeah, this guy is supposed to be standing here, for instance. Is he going to have the same level, the same plumb? No, he doesn't stand sideways like that. He stands at an angle. He stands at this angle because he has a new zenith. He has a new zenith. So that means he would have a new horizontal. Let's look at if that coincides with what it said there. Oh, sorry. Okay. A line or surface that cuts perpendicularly all plumb lines that it meets. So that means eye to eye. Literally, we are looking at another vantage point, which is line of sight. And hence, everywhere would coincide with the surface of still water. So, how is this coinciding with one another, having the same horizontal plane? It doesn't. Now let's do the same thing on a horizontal surface, aka flat earth. Now we can have as much as we want, correct? Oopsie. Okay, there's one person. And there's another person standing far away. How about another person, just for good measure? This guy has his own zenith. He has his own zenith. And he has his own zenith. And now this guy's got eye level. Oh, look what you know. It's parallel to the horizon through all the plumbs. They're all perpendicular to one another. Does that coincide with the definition of level? Yes, it does. So, let's carry on with your definitions, guys. The plane of the horizon or a line in it. A horizon is horizontal.
Can I just stop you 1 minute?
Yeah, go ahead.
Media done. Level is perpendicular to gravity.
What?
Can you see anything? We're still moving on. Don't worry. We're still going to get to that. Anyway,
No.
now I want to ask a baller. This is your globe, and you got a person standing again. Okay? It's supposed to be parallel to the horizon. So that means he's supposed to be looking down, correct? That would not make it parallel. Is he looking down to look parallel to the horizon? Or is he supposed to be looking perpendicular because he's got a plumb? You might want to think of that, guys. Every construction in history disagrees with your belief. Every kind of construction in history, if you did have to account for so-called earth curve, nothing would be standing because bricks would have a different zenith angle to the rest. If I had to take a mall, for instance, the one brick on the one side of the mall is going to be leaning differently to the other side of the other brick in the mall. It's going to be splitting apart the mall because it won't be level. This is how idiotic your belief is. Okay. So, concentration of, we don't need to worry about that. The magnitude of quantity considered in relation arbitrary reference value. The high of level intensity. Okay, let's go to verb. Leveled or leveled. Leveling or leveling. To make a line or surface horizontal. To make flat. To make flat. Or level. Level a field. Level of a house lot. Just like I was saying with construction. Where is it having curve, guys? I mean flat. Flat doesn't curve, correct? Okay. Then it says to bring a horizontal aiming position. To aim, direct, level the charge of fraud. To bring a common level or plane. Equalize low levels of the ranks. Okay. Now we carry on. To lay level with as if one with the ground. So level to the ground. Again, parallel. To make something as color even on to find the heights of different points in a piece of land, especially with surveyor's level. Yes, guys, surveying works off of a horizontal datum, not a curved datum. No stress, Mikey. It will be great to have you on tomorrow night, by the way.
That's better.
Yeah, I'll just set up the a StreamYard then and send him the link. It just makes it much easier for people to join and share. Okay, so then it goes. A plane leveled at 10,000 feet. Yeah, guys, if a plane is leveled at 10,000 feet, it means horizontal. There is no curve. So, to aim a gun or other weapon horizontally, to bring persons or things to a level. Let's go to the adjective. This is the one they love to take and cherry pick and say, look, it says earth curve. Yeah, levels curve in Narnia, exactly, Flat Sabbath. A datum is a point. It's a reference to 0 degrees. Just like celestial navigation has a datum of 0 degrees, aka the horizon. Surveying uses the horizon, 0 degree horizontal. Elevation angles, mate, require a 0 degree datum. Why do you think there's datum points all over the world? Because they've set mean sea level, they set the datum of 0. Okay, so anyway, adjective, having no part higher than the other. Okay, conforming to the curvature of the liquid parts of Earth's surface. Okay, let's now take that to their globe again. What does that say? Is their globe 100% spherical? No, it's bulging at the equator, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So let's go and draw your references again. Let's put your radius. We've got a radius there, and we've got a radius there. Are those two radiuses the same value? Are they the same value? Are they the same height? No, they're not the same height. It cannot be level because it's not at the same height. Remember what you've been reading all this time, what parallel means. And then B, parallel with the plane of the horizon, horizontal. This curvature of the liquid parts of Earth is literally put in there as a contradiction because of a belief in a globe. It contradicts every single word presented in the definition of level. Every single word. There's not one word that confirms in here curvature. If you read on, it even says no curve, no parts higher or lower.
Can you hear me, Flatzoid?
Oh yeah, how's it going?
Hey, what's up, Flatzoid?
Good in yourself.
Doing all right. It's globe turd.
It's good to see you, mate.
Good to see you. You do know you can have a circle that's level with another circle, right?
I did explain that, yeah. Sorry, I just want to say before going, Godzilla37, thank you for coming in, mate. Thank you for gifting 5 memberships. Guys, do accept it as quick as possible. Thank you very, very much. Really appreciate it. Yes, you get it if the circle is equidistant from one another. But your circle on your globe is not.
Why not?
Because you live on a geoid, according to your model. Do you understand the equator is 21 kilometers of difference?
Yeah.
Is that the same level?
As far as we're concerned, you look at it, it's a perfect circle. You're talking about it like a .00
Doesn't matter.
something difference.
Doesn't matter.
You know
it's
what
not
I mean?
level. It's not level.
It matters big time.
No, it doesn't. It's not level. It's either level or it's not level. Just because you think it's got to be level based on percentage-wise doesn't make it not level. Doesn't make it level. I can go and
you're
burn.
going through verbs. You're
Okay.
going through the verb levels,
And
which are like. Do you know what a verb is?
Yes, but like I'm saying, if I burn a pie, I say, no, it's just a little burnt. Is it burnt? Is it not burnt anymore?
I don't quite see what you're
Okay.
getting at there.
Let's bake a cake and put it in the oven. I burn the cake. If I say no, it
How
doesn't
burnt
look.
is it, though?
It doesn't. It
burnt
doesn't
is
look.
subjective.
It doesn't look that burnt. Is it? Does it mean it's not burnt?
Well, if it's not burnt, then it's not burnt.
No, I said it
Is
is
it,
burnt.
is it,
I'm
is
saying
it golden brown? Is it golden brown, Flatzoid?
The point is, why are you obfuscating? Is the thing burnt or not? Just because I say it doesn't look burnt.
Well, the point is that scientists, they really go to the,
What
like, they
scientists?
figure out like the smallest little differences, and yes, there's like a
So then it's not
tiny
parallel.
difference.
Then
Like,
it's
there's
not
like a few miles difference.
So then
you
it's
know
not
what I mean,
parallel.
out of
Yeah, then it's not parallel. Congratulations.
25,000.
Then it's not parallel.
No.
No.
What do you mean parallel?
Parallel means level. You require a parallel to horizontal to have a level. That's what level means.
Well, level just is in reference to something else.
Yeah, the horizon. The horizontal
No,
datum.
no, it's where you're standing. It's actually orthogonal to plumb.
B, parallel with the plane of the horizon. Horizontal. Have it on screen.
Well, the horizon, I mean, isn't really a perfect plane.
Parallel to the plane of the horizon. Horizontal.
Okay.
Even or unvarying in height. Is your globe varying in height?
I mean, terrestrially, yeah, of course it is.
So not level then.
Level just means orthogonal to plumb from where you're standing.
To a horizontal datum.
And if you were to continue that line from where you're standing, if you were to establish a parallel from where you're standing and you are to continue that line out parallel, it's going to raise up from the surface of the earth at 8 inches per mile squared. That's where the 8 inches per mile squared comes from.
So not
You always
parallel
look,
then.
you always look down to the horizon.
So not
always.
so not level then. Do you know what level means? Looking straight. What
Yes.
if you look eye level? Are you looking down or straight ahead?
If you are looking out to the horizon, like at a body of water, that you can't see any land behind it or whatever, you are looking down to the horizon always.
So not
unless you're
level
unless
then.
you're going to claim that the water curves upwards,
so
then
not
you always are looking down to the horizon.
so not level then, because you're looking down and not level, correct?
I don't understand what you're trying to say. No, no, you're not looking level. You're looking down to the horizon.
So not level. Congratulations for debunking your own argument.
That's not my own argument.
That is your argument. You just said
I
it's
said
level.
I said if you established a parallel from where you were standing, it's going to raise up from the surface of the earth. It's not going to be.
Okay, let's put it this way. If you have a line of sight to an observation, based on level, it means it's on the same horizontal plane. Tell me on your globe how you have something on the same horizontal plane that is even a millimeter away from you.
I really don't understand the question that you're trying to. Like, I don't understand what you're trying to
Are
get
you
at.
able to see on the screen?
I think I'm a little bit behind you.
Okay, but you're able to see. I'm just going to draw out quickly.
Oh, sorry, hold on. I'm watching. How do I get to? Because I'm watching you on my TV, but I think my TV is like a little bit lagged.
yeah,
It's a little bit behind.
It will be behind on but I'm going to draw it so long. I'm going to draw it so long. Let's just draw it this way. Okay, yeah. This guy has a plum. Tell me when you see the one guy with a plum.
I think we're almost there. I can see making a bigger circle here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, he's got a plum. You would agree.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm going to draw a horizontal. This is his eye level. That means he's looking perpendicular to plumb, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So he's not looking down to the horizon.
I'm saying if you're looking at the line of water, you were looking down at least, whatever, a couple
No,
meters.
we're
You're
working
looking
on
down
level.
to that line of water.
We work-
That's what I was trying to say.
We're working on level at the moment. I'm trying to show you your contradiction in very simple terms. He's looking out level now. Now let's take...
Okay, if he's looking out level, then he's looking out 2 meters above the surface of that line,
Is
which
this...
isn't really going to be noticeable because you're looking in the same direction otherwise. So it's
Again,
your actual straight level eye line is going to be as tall as you are above the water.
again, is this distance here the same as this distance here, the same as this distance here, the same as this? It's always a different distance from the surface of the horizon surface.
Yeah, you're always, I guess, equidistant to your horizon. Yes.
No. On screen, I'm showing
Yeah.
it as different distances to the horizon.
How can there be different distances to a horizon?
Congratulations, that's what your globe model dictates. Therefore, not level. Do you see the contradiction here?
No, it's just that you guys expect it to drop off like a beach ball, and
There's
it doesn't.
no
We live on a planet.
Level, there's no drop off. It's a horizontal line. That is what level
There
means.
is-
It's no place higher or lower. Yeah.
No, that line that you're showing that's going out is perpendicular. It's not level to the surface of the Earth.
Yeah. Exactly.
Because
Welcome
level to the
Flat
surface
Earth.
of the Earth is going to follow the
Now-
curvature
now-
of Earth's surface.
Let me show you the same thing now on flat Earth. There's the surface. Same guy having a plumb. Now he's going to look level, his eye level. What's happening?
He's looking perpendicular.
Which is level.
But put another guy on there,
Okay.
and his plumb is going to diverge from that guy's plumb.
No, it's not. Let me put another one.
Yes,
There we
it
go.
is
Show me the
100%.
diverging plumb. Show me the diverging.
Well,
plumb.
not if you draw it on a flat Earth, but in reality, plumb lines do 100% diverge.
No, they don't. We are talking about.
They do, and it's
sorry.
been it's
show me
it's
where.
been measured.
Show me where in level it shows diverging plumbs.
Jesse Kozlowski measured divergence from plumb over like
Dude,
a half a mile.
you don't even want to get into JC. He's running away from me for years already because of this.
Well, I don't know if he's running away as much as he just doesn't
The main
really
surveyor got
care.
debunked on this years ago, mate.
Well, he showed plumb lines diverging.
Reciprocal
He
zenith angles.
measured them.
Reciprocal angles is based on slope angles. If you want me to talk about surveying, I can easily talk about surveying.
That's
But
right.
we're not even getting past what level is at the moment. Yes, mate.
That's right. Is Shelley
Level,
Flatzoid-
I know what level is.
Oh.
Level
Sorry.
is in reference to something else and meaning not
Yeah.
having any part higher than another.
Okay.
And that doesn't mean that it can't be around a sphere.
Oh, yes, it definitely does. Okay, Michael just wanted to say something. Yeah, Michael.
Yeah. Is shilling for Jesse Kozlowski. He's been caught out lying many times.
Yep.
Oh, I'm not shilling. I'm just saying. I'm just giving one example of a thing that I've seen where plumb lines diverging has been measured. That's all.
No, but that don't wash you because he's a liar. So you can't bring that to the table.
I have to say something.
You,
Well,
you
I don't know
you
him
can't have-
personally, so.
You do know that celestial navigation went where with diverging zeniths.
Uh-huh.
Well, celestial navigation is not really, something that's possible on flat Earth. So.
It's only possible on flat Earth. That's
It's
where it
only
comes from.
possible. you know.
I mean, there is a legitimate $10,000 challenge out right now.
That's not
for
legitimate.
For anybody
Sorry.
that can show how it works on
Sorry,
a
sorry,
flat earth.
sorry, that's not legitimate. It's a straw man, not a challenge. His opening lines already show it to be a straw man.
It's not a
challenge.
straw man. It's ready to go. I mean,
Okay.
it is judged by third party. I mean, the money is in escrow. It's just that nobody has come forward with a way to show how celestial navigation works on a flat earth, that's all.
Can you tell me, bro, how McToon got his elevation angles on a curved surface?
Exactly.
I'm going to read.
I didn't
We're
quite
going to quickly
understand
read
that,
through the
sorry.
so-called challenge quickly, and then you tell me. Tell me how this is not a straw man. On February 19, I released 10,000 flat earth sextant challenge. After more than 4 weeks, blah blah blah, no submissions. However, there has been some feedback and questions to address these concerns. An additional version, whatever. Okay, we don't need to get. We want to get to the actual thing. Okay. The contents of the file reproduced below. Take note, reproduction is not the official challenge. The downloadable text linked above is matching to whatever. He's just giving all the published what's the names. Giving everything. Now, celestial navigation has long been used to obtain one position on the Earth. Navigators used celestial navigation for centuries. The foundations of celestial navigations are based on knowing specific information about the Earth. A rotating globe. Tell me, what the hell is he talking about? It's got nothing to do with a rotating globe. It's got everything to do with the position of the stars and the sun, giving your time of position based on Greenwich, not a rotating globe. And the stars in the celestial sphere around a globe. No, it's not. A 90-degree angle comes from a flat baseline. You completing a triangle, doing triangulation, then trilaterating your fix based on your triangulation data. Celestial navigation, yeah.
Can I add to that as well? In celestial navigation, it's assumed that the stars are moving and not the Earth.
Exactly. That's what I said.
Yeah.
He's saying a rotating globe. That's bullshit. He's already got his information wrong. But anyway, then he says celestial navigation uses measuring devices to obtain the angular differences between features on Earth. So that would mean you're using a sextant, an angular measurement device, to a GP of a star on the same plane. Okay, stars, planets, suns, and moon are common measuring instruments in a sextant. Using sextant is a common that the term using a sextant is somewhat synonymous to celestial navigation. Okay, so we go. Flat earthers, see definition below, often claim that sextant can only work on a flat plane. Yeah, that's how a sextant works. We've explained the mechanics behind a sextant and the math behind the sextant and why it can only work on flat. Other variations of this claim. This implies that all usages of sextants to perform celestial navigation have never worked out using mathematical applied, presuming the Earth to be a globe, and that celestial navigation can only work using mathematics applied, presuming flat Earth, as defined below. You understand why we're saying it's literally a straw man? He's making statements about it, and it's being false statements. There's no challenge here. He's literally making a bullshit narrative up. Definitions.
From what I've seen, he's shown how it works on a globe exactly with those GP points and the circles of equal altitude, and it gives you your position. And he's shown how it works on a globe. But I mean, if you say that sextants can only work on a flat Earth and they're based on a flat Earth, then I mean that challenge should be pretty easy to do.
It's not a
right?
challenge.
I mean, if you know where these stars are, and I mean you can somehow calculate the distances on a flat Earth somehow.
I've already done it many times, but yeah, go ahead,
Tell him
man.
to check your live stream with that chat I had with ChatGPT.
Go analyse resort weekend.
So yeah,
With-
even ChatGPT
Well,
had to-
I saw the
What
thing
are you guys
that
looking at?
you did, and it got like 400 kilometers or 500 kilometers out, which isn't
Ooh,
close to.
okay, let me clarify this again for all the guys. That 544 kilometer fix was simply Ruhef doing what he said was impossible. I let Ruhef do all the work to show that he claimed something too impossible to be done. I don't care if it was a million.
Impossible.
Yeah, I don't care if it was a million kilometers out. He did something that he claimed was impossible to do. He did
That's
it.
right.
He
That's
did
right.
it.
No, but
I remember.
Didn't you use the Mercator projection? And I'm pretty sure I heard you claim one time on the Mercator projection that that's what we use for navigation, which is completely false. We
Okay.
do not use the Mercator projection for navigation.
Oh yes, you do. That's
That
what
is
the
false.
Yes,
No,
you do.
we not. That is false.
on screen. Nautical charts use the Mercator projection. On screen, mate. You're literally talking to someone that has done very extensive research on this. Please don't come talk. You're the same guy that don't even know what the word level means, and you want to tell me what I do and do not know about celestial navigation.
I know
You're
exactly.
not
what
sharing your
level-
screen.
I mean,
Yes, I am. I'm on YouTube, mate.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm on YouTube. I'm not
No,
sharing
I
on
mean
Discord.
on Discord.
No, I'm
You're
not sharing on
it.
Discord. No, I'm sharing on YouTube. But he is
Can
watching.
you share
on
on Discord
YouTube.
too?
I can try. Let's see.
Because there is a very big delay on YouTube.
Okay, I'm just gonna save this image then
Best
because
best thing is all balls run around harping on about Mercator, man.
I just want to quickly save
the
this. Then.
distances are not the same on the Mercator map as they are in reality. It is distorted.
Again,
100%. Is the Mercator map distorted?
again,
No,
it's not the
no, no,
point.
it's not
They
anyway.
use
Bad, innit?
What do you mean? It's not the point. If it's
They use-
distorted,
listen what
then
I'm
they would
saying.
have to be. Then the distances would have to be distorted in reality.
The have you guys ever even looked at a nautical chart before?
Obviously, I haven't.
I'm not a sailor, so no, I haven't looked at any nautical
Thank you.
charts.
So please
but
don't
I
come-
can tell you that.
So don't
I mean,
then-
you can't. That the Mercator map is definitely distorted because those distances are not correct.
So I'm going to do this, guys. What they love to do. Incongruity.
Can I speak?
Yeah, go ahead.
You come in there and you're punting McToon and Jessica Lowski's, and it's clear that you've done no research into it yourself. You're just punting other people's words. So I suggest you
No,
go
I
away
actually
and-
have. I actually have.
Wait, no, I'm finished.
100%.
Just
I
go away.
actually got into this because I was
I'm finished.
coming down off a
He
hard
hasn't-
mushroom trip
he
one
hasn't
day,
finished, mate.
and I almost got convinced that the moon landing was faked.
Oh, it is fake.
And
Yeah,
when
yeah.
that happened, that forced me to go and actually look into it and watch the hours and hours and hours of audio and visual footage that we have that's just undeniable. I mean, there's shots that they have that are they're completely unreproducible.
Okay. You can see my screen, right?
I can see your screen now, yeah.
Okay. Look at the information presented here quickly. What do you get out of all this?
Oh, hold on.
Oh shit, yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I see 3 circles and I see a little red dot there.
Okay, let's do it this way. This pin here is the actual fix, that 4230, that's where he was standing. The IE map, as what's the name, that Ruhef did it, correct? On Bacon's
I did
model.
it.
Sorry? That Ruhef
I did it.
Yeah, Ruhef did it on Bacon's, or you did it, or whatever. Came out to 511.152 kilometers away. There's that pin. Now, we take the Mercator map and the equirectangular map. Those are based on the globe. One is 2000. The
They're
Mercator
all
map.
based on the globe. They're
No,
all based on
AE
the
map-
globe and they're all
IE
distorted.
map is not based on the globe. It's a longitudinal and sun calculator map. It's not a globe distortion. That's bullshit.
Can we look up the definition?
I
of
gave the
projection?
patent. I gave the patent itself to FTFE when we were debating. Okay. So anyway, this is the Mercator map. 2,498.348 kilometers out. That's a huge difference based on 511, correct? And the Mercator is what the nautical charts use. It's all got to do with the method. It hasn't got to do with the map. It's got to do with the method. Remember,
Well,
Ruhef,
let's see how
No,
it
it has
turns
to do
out
with
when
the
we
method.
actually use the globe.
listen.
It has to do with the map because if you use different maps, you get different results. So why wouldn't you have to do it with
It's
the map?
got to do with coordinate systems.
Okay.
nautical
which
charts-
defines the map.
The nautical charts work out, correct? And it's based on the Mercator.
It's not based on Mercator.
Yes, it
It's just
is. I got it on
body of
screen.
them.
Most nautical charts use the Mercator projection.
I didn't say they don't use the Mercator. I'm saying they're not based on the Mercator. You can use other projections
They're
as well.
using it because it's based on it. That's how nautical charts works. It works off of the coordinate system, the Cartesian system.
It works off of latitude and longitude, right?
Yeah, Cartesians. Okay. So,
That's not Cartesian.
X and Y and Z.
That's not latitude and longitude.
If you got your latitude and longitude grids, it's a Cartesian grid.
No, latitude and longitude are spherical coordinates, not Cartesian.
So a Mercator map doesn't have Cartesian coordinates.
No, it uses latitude and longitude as if they were Cartesian.
So it's Cartesian then.
Only on the, actually not even in the Mercator. In the Mercator, the lengths of latitude are not even. What a Cartesian one would be the equirectangular projection, not the Mercator.
Yeah, it's just a Cartesian-based system. That's all.
No, I mean, if you walk, for example, 10 degrees of latitude and you walk 20 degrees of latitude, the distance on the Mercator won't double. It will be a different ratio. So it's not even Cartesian.
If you have a system 42, 30 degrees north, it shows on the Cartesian your pinpoint. Correct? It's just simply an intersection of the longitude and latitude. Correct?
I'm not sure if I understand what you're saying.
Is it a pinpoint? Your latitude and longitude pinpoint fix is just a pinpoint on the Cartesian lines in the grid.
No, those aren't Cartesian.
What's Cartesian then?
It would be Cartesian if you're using the equirectangular projection, not the Mercator projection.
Well, great enough. We got the rectangular projection here. So why is it not working out then? It's the worst.
Because the
Almost the
Earth-
worst. Yeah?
Yeah, because Earth isn't like that. That's just a projection of the Earth. It's not
Great.
the Earth.
Great. So you could place those same longitude and longitudinal lines on the equirectangular map, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because that's what you did actually to create your program.
Mm-hmm.
Great. So now tell me, if they used the Mercator map for nautical charts and it didn't work on how Rueff did it, it means his method was wrong.
No, because those charts aren't used to draw circles of equal altitude.
Oh, yes, they do.
No, the body sheets are used for that, not the Mercator.
They draw a segment. They don't draw the full circle out because no one has huge maps to
Yeah,
be able to
in
draw the
body
circles out.
Exactly.
So, your method based on your program gives full circles, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So, this would be great if you can actually go redo your program working on the nautical charts, and you would see they would work out.
No, if you draw the sections, they're actually you only draw those sections in zoomed in versions of the map. So it's actually a small section of the map. If you try to complete the circle, doing their method, you will not end up with the circle.
Great.
That's why there aren't.
So making
aren't
my
circles
point.
in the Mercator.
So
There are
making
only
my
circles in
point.
the sphere.
So making my point. The AE map is not out then.
Sorry.
So making my point then, the AE map is not out then because you did full circles, which you're not supposed to do.
No, I'm showing that those circles couldn't be circles if the Earth was like that.
Circles can only be on a flat.
No, if you want to do what people do, which is draw a small section of the circles, their distance to the ground position on the AE map would vary. So you not end up with a circle.
Sorry,
I'll draw the full circle there.
sorry.
So you can
There's
see
no distance to ground position. You have an angular measurement, apparent angular measurement, and your distance to the GP is what gives your circle of equality, not the distance to the star.
That's what I said.
Not your height.
Distance to ground position is distance to GP. Ground position is GP. That's what I said.
No, the distance to the star is on the same plane, not the height of the star to the GP.
No, wait, what? Not the distance to the star, the distance to the ground position of the star. It's the radius of the
So
circle.
the
isn't
same
it?
plane, yeah, the radius of the circle, which is the distance from observer to the star, GP to GP.
Right. Well,
Right.
why
You guys
can't
are
you
saying
draw
the
the
same
full
thing, I think.
circles?
Sorry?
Yeah, why can't you draw the full circles on the A map?
because then it distorts it, because that's not what it's meant for. If you use it on the nautical
but
chart,
so-
you're doing a section based on a dead and reckoning position.
So if I draw all the points that I could be standing on to have that elevation to that start, that would not form a circle, would it? Or
No map would form.
would it?
That's the thing. No map's going to form perfect circles, because if you do, it puts it out. It doesn't matter which map you use.
Actually, no. If you put the circles on this here, you don't have to distort the circles, and they put you in the right place. That's the whole point.
Show me navigators riding around the spheres on their boats, please.
Oh, the plotting sheets are ways to do that on the sphere.
No, the nautical charts is what they use. It's based on the Mercator map projections.
Yeah, they only fit to each other as a small section of the sphere. You can't
It's
just
sectional.
put them side by
It's
side in
sectional.
complete map. It doesn't work like that.
It's sectional. It's not
Yeah,
as a whole.
but it-
Great. So because
Yeah.
it's sectional, it works. Correct? Yes, Sean, this is hilarious
but
because
it
literally
works as a Can I complete what I'm
Sorry.
trying to say? It works as a section of a sphere.
again, you said in the beginning it doesn't use the Mercator projection. Yet that's what it's based on. Are you now conceding that it does
Not
use the
based on
Mercator?
No, it's not. It's not based on it. There are charts.
I have
that
it
are
on screen,
using
citation
Mercator
on screen
Doesn't
talking
mean-
about it. A few of them.
You can over me all the time. Well,
No,
I can only see your
you're
Google
double
Sheets. I
speaking.
can't see the other windows.
You can only see what?
I only see the browser where you're showing Google Sheets. I don't see other windows. If you're trying to show something else, I can see it.
Nautical Geography US Office Coast Survey. Sailing issues. Freedictionary.com. Encyclopedia Britannica. Mercator projection
let's-
chart. Mercator projection part. Mercator projection chart. Mercator projection chart.
Right. I'm not saying there are no Mercator projection charts used.
And
I'm
do
saying that
those.
when you're plotting the circles, it's not based on the Mercator.
How the hell is it not based on the Mercator if you're drawing on the Mercator?
Those charts aren't to plot the circles.
Sections of circles are on the nautical charts, which gives you dead reckoning.
Okay, let's do an example then.
Okay.
Find an example where they're drawing circles of equal altitude on the Mercator.
I'd rather leave that for my presentation on that.
Hmm?
I'd rather leave that for my presentation on that. But we're getting way off course here because we're talking about level. But you do understand you had to literally concede that it's based off the nautical Mercator, which you said wasn't.
It's not based on the Mercator. It doesn't mean there are no.
Okay, then I'm just going to say you're
nautical-
dishonest, you're ignoring everything that's presented on screen.
It's not backing up what you're saying.
It's
I didn't
it says
deny-
it on
I didn't deny
screen.
that there are nautical charts that use the Mercator.
It
I'm
says it
saying the
on
circles.
the circles.
Can I
They draw
answer
the
you?
section of the circles on the charts.
Yeah, not on the charts that have the whole map. They don't do that.
You can't draw a 2,000 nautical mile circle on a map that can't go that far. Remember, it's got on scales. They got scales on the maps for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so how do you expect to draw a full circle on a map that's not large enough to draw that full circle?
Well, you could very well draw them if you have the Mercator of the whole Earth. You can very well draw the circles, just like my website does.
Great. So if you have to take all
That doesn't
those,
work.
if you take all those charts and you lay them side by side to work out perfectly like the Mercator and draw those circles complete, it would not work out then, correct?
It wouldn't actually form a circle.
Exactly
get
my
the
point,
plotting
because
sheets.
it has
I'm trying to respond to you.
distortions.
If you get the plotting sheets of the sections of the circles, and you try to combine them, they don't fit. They only fit if you plot them as a sphere, because that's what they're an analog to.
No, it's got distortions. You
Okay, let me
can
give an example.
you can give those
Let me
exacts.
give an example. Okay, the width of the Mercator is the same everywhere. It has the same width. But the longitudes as you go north, they shrink. And so does when you go south. When you go both north and south from the equator, the longitudes shrink. That doesn't happen in the Mercator, right? But that happens on the sphere. If you're shrinking the longitudes as you go south, it means you're not treating the Earth as a
The
Mercator.
nautical
You're treating it
charts,
as a sphere.
the nautical charts actually have those shrinking grids, by the way.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Mercator
My whole
projection,
point.
the Mercator projection is a perfect cylinder. It's a cylinder projection, so
Yeah,
it wouldn't.
it's based on the Mercator projection.
Yeah, what I'm telling you is that
Flatzoid.
the Mercator has the same the latitude on any latitude on the Mercator has the same length, but when you're using plotting sheets to draw a section of the circles, then the longitudes change size
Yeah,
and they get smaller as you go south and north.
great.
It would only happen on the sphere.
So that's why I said when Ruhov did the method, he did it wrong. Your model that you made is wrong. It's not doing it with the correct method. Because you did it with the correct method, it would work.
Yeah, the correct method is to treat the Earth as a sphere.
No.
No.
Yeah,
No.
how are you having longitudes shrinking both north and south on a flat surface?
You measured it from flat. Those distances to GPs are based on a flat
That ain't the
distance.
question.
I told you.
Okay.
Those lines that you're following in the nautical charts, those discrepancies that changes the, warps those lines, doesn't make it a globe. Remember, it's measured from flat to the celestial sphere. Those lines are conforming to the celestial sphere.
Okay, how can a line of latitude can shrink going both north and south of the equator on a flat surface?
Easy. Field of view. When you measure
No,
something,
I'm talking about that's not about vision. I'm talking about the
It's
size of
all
the latitude.
about
That's,
vision.
I'm talking about the
Let's-
size of latitude on the ground.
let's do this again. Because I don't know how much time I have to explain this to a person. Okay, I have to open.
I'm
Obviously.
not sure if you understood my question. Or
No, I understand exactly. You're trying to reify
what was
to
my
say,
question?
to say that it's the ground. That's
Okay, can you
You
answer
saying-
my question?
you saying it's the
can you
gro-
say what I asked you?
You're saying it's the
If I were to
ground.
follow?
You're saying it's because the ground is curving. That's why you have the distances. It's not
No,
because of the
I didn't
ground.
say that.
Yeah, that's why you're saying it is based on a sphere
I asked you a
because it
question.
gets smaller
Remember
to
what
the
the
north.
question I asked you?
You're saying it's getting smaller to the north or the south because the ground
What's getting smaller?
are because of a sphere. That's what you're saying.
What's getting smaller?
The lines of longitude.
Latitude.
Ach,
The latitude lines. are getting
Latitude,
smaller.
yeah. But this is simple.
That's what
Can you
people
see
do
my
on plotting
screen?
sheets.
Can you see my screen? Yeah, still.
I can see
Okay.
your screen.
I've explained this many times. You see this arc.
Okay.
That would be your field of view. Okay?
Okay.
Very simple stuff. So, if you are measuring a star at a certain apparent altitude, it's keeping to that field of view. It's dropping with that field of view. It's all optical. Let's do this. I'm going to show you now. The guy's standing underneath Polaris. So he's 90 degrees to him, it's his GP. Okay? The radius of a circle always remains the same. You agree with that?
All right.
Okay. So now he moves 600 nautical miles away. The apparent position of the star has dropped to 80 degrees. It hasn't physically dropped, it's dropped apparently because it's optical. It's following his field of vision. That's the same radius to the 80. You
Right.
understand?
You know that has nothing to do with the size of a latitude, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it has
that's
everything to do.
completely changing the
It has
subject.
everything to do with what happens if we carry on moving. It's following that, and what's happening with the spacings in between each degree. What's happening with each degree spacing?
Oh, it's dropping by 10 degrees every time.
No, look at the compression values. Look at the ground. If I had to place it like this, see they look closer together there and further away there. These angles are closer together there, further away at the bottom.
Okay.
This was me trying to explain it's based in optical space. Your spatial
But I
vision
wasn't
has a field.
referencing. I wasn't referencing any optical observation.
This is what
I'm
celestial
talking about-
navigation is based upon, mate. The measurements
No.
to a star.
Yeah, but I wasn't talking about it. I'm
Using
talking about
a
the plotting sheet.
The
Can I
plotting
finish?
sheet. The plotting sheet is
Can I finish
based
what I'm saying?
on the plotting sheet is based on this information taken with optical observation.
Can I finish what I was trying to say? You apply that in the plotting sheet, but before you do that, before you even put the circles of equal altitude on the plotting sheet, you correct for the length of a longitude. That's the first thing you do, right? There's
Again,
nothing optical about the length of a longitude.
I think.
So if we, oh my god,
Thank you,
If you're-
Faciality, $2 super chat. Very appreciated. Zero evidence for anyone's antipodal to anyone else. Exactly. Thank you very much. Mate, Bacon, you're repeating yourself. Like I'm saying,
yes, 'cause
When
you're
they
answering
create-
something
when they
completely
did nautic-
unrelated.
okay, let's put it this way. When they did nautical observations, before they even had the maps, they created the maps of the observations, correct?
What are you talking about?
When they created the maps, they did observation and created the map of observation,
All right.
correct? Which were optical measurements.
Okay.
So, when you take these optical measurements and you realize it's not physical drop, the hypotenuse relationship to the base is what gives your so-called distance of curve. It's a field of view relationship.
Okay. I have no idea how that relates to the size of the latitude, so I'll ask it again. Does what latitude line is bigger? 10 degrees north or 10 degrees south?
Sorry, I just want to see if I can share my screen again.
Can you answer
Sorry,
the
say
question?
again. Say again.
Right. What latitude line is bigger? 10 degrees north or 10 degrees south?
They're the same.
Okay, in what map are they the same?
What do you mean? It's the same degree angle measurement.
Now I'm talking about the physical distance, physical length of 10 degrees north, 10 degrees south, and the equator. Are the three of them the same size? Is one bigger or is one of them smaller? What is the difference between
Maybe
those
I don't
latitude
understand what
lines?
she's trying to say. If you're 10 degrees to a star, let's say Polaris,
I'm
you
not
know
talking
you-
about elevation angles to stars.
yes,
I'm asking about physical distances on the surface of the Earth.
you get your
Right.
physical distances after you measure the apparent position, angular measurement to the star. That's how it works.
I don't. Yeah, we're talking about. Yeah, but I'm not talking about that, dude. I'm talking about the mapping. Right?
Yeah, the mapping is based on these observations. That's what it's based on. They had to pick up a sextant, they had to look at the star, and they say, this is the angle measurement I got. What is the distance from that GP to me? This is the distance. Therefore, let's map it out with latitude and longitude based on these distances. Hence why you get your nautical mile measurements. It's based off of optical measurements.
Okay. Do you think the geographical north is a point on the surface?
Sorry?
I try to break down into smaller steps. Do you think geographical north is a point on the surface of the Earth?
Obviously, every point has a point on the
Right.
surface.
Right. So as you go south, you go away from that point, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So my latitude can be just turned into a distance from that point, right?
Yeah.
Right. And as I go south, that distance increases, right?
Away from north, yeah.
Right. As I get past the equator, that distance should still increasing if I'm on a flat surface. Why doesn't
On
that
any,
happen in
on
the
any
plane
surface
sheets?
it increases.
No, not on the sphere. A sphere, once you get to the equator and you're still getting away from the North Pole, now
Whoa,
they start to get
whoa.
smaller.
It just becomes minus because you're looking in quadrants.
No. I'm
You-
asking for the physical length of their latitude.
Yeah, quadrants. It becomes minus. Remember? That's why you have minus in the south. They still measure 10 degrees. They just take it as minus 10 degrees because they
You're not
are
answering my
south.
question.
I'm answering your
You're
question.
not
You're trying
answering
to
my question.
you're trying
No.
to straw man my argument here. You're trying to make me say
It's pretty
something.
simple.
No, it's very simple. That's why I'm catching out on it. You see on my screen these hypotenuse distances. You can see they differ.
That has nothing to do with what I was asking.
Oh yes, it does. You see these hypotenuse distance lines. They're different. The 10 degree has a longer hypotenuse radius than the 80 degree.
Well, we don't use the hypotenuse for anything in navigation.
Yes, you do. How the
For
hell
what?
do you have a co-altitude angle without a hypotenuse? It's a right angle triangle
It's a
measurement.
complement. It's it's the complement of the angle. You don't use the hypotenuse.
That is a hypotenuse. If you are reading a 20 degree altitude angle, that is an hypotenuse to a right angle triangle.
Yeah, I'm talking about its length. We don't use it for anything.
It
You're
is the
showing that the lengths are
relationship,
different, which
it's
is
the-
irrelevant. We don't
it's-
use that.
It's the relationship between the base of the triangle and the hypotenuse, which gives you your distance to the GP. That's why it all works out with this
No, you
math.
just multiply the angle by 6 nautical miles.
So you're saying that hypotenuse's distance does not change? Is that what you're saying? It can stay the same always?
No, I'm saying this, the length of the hypotenuse is irrelevant. Isn't used for anything.
No, you know why you want it to be irrelevant, because I'm literally explaining it to you in very simple terms why it's just optical and not physical.
Sure, it is optical. It's something you're observing, but that's still completely unrelated to the question I was bringing.
It's very
which is
related.
what the length, how the length of a latitude, it does it get smaller or does it get bigger past the equator? If the latitude is just your distance to the North Pole, then it should get bigger if the Earth is flat. In plotting sheets, they get smaller, and you're not addressing that. You're just talking
Again.
about elevation angles.
Again, you only measure in quadrants of 90. That's how a circle works.
I don't see how you can think this answer can be possibly addressed. What I'm
You
saying.
only measure in quadrants. Even your globe.
I know that.
They've taken the quadrant and they just took it and multiplied it. So because you're measuring a 90-degree quadrant, you've taken your measurements already from Polaris to the equator. They've taken those same ones, duplicated it underneath the separate quadrant, and called it minus for south. Do you get it? It's still based off of a flat Earth measurement.
Yeah, well, it's not that they're just calling it minus because it's south. When they're drawing the circles of equal altitude, in order to draw them in the right place, they have to shrink the longitudes as you get past the equator.
Yeah, because
It's not just a minus sign. It's the fact that they're treating the latitude lines as smaller after you get past the equator. It
again,
doesn't make any sense on a flat surface.
it's literally in front of your face right here. If you measure at 10 degrees, that's a right angle triangle. Now, if you measure at 10 degrees to a southern star now, it's the same distance as if you would have been in the north measuring 10 degrees, correct?
Yeah?
Great. So why would it change if it's on a flat earth? You're measuring the same bloody angle.
Because I'm not talking about the angle you're measuring. I'm talking about the length of the latitude.
A latitude is
Not
based
getting-
on the angle measurement. That's what a latitude is based off of.
Yeah, but how can it keep the latitude itself get smaller past the equator if you're still getting further from the center point?
Simple. Perspective.
I give up,
Convergence
I give
and compression. If you look at
I
something,
give up, man.
yeah, give up, because you're literally running away from the actual argument here, saying it's non-relevant while I'm telling you what's happening. If you measure a 10 degree, it doesn't matter where it is. It's going to have the same distance because you're just completing a right angle triangle, which is based off of a horizontal plane.
Yeah, I'm not saying the distance to the GPO of the star would be different in the south. I'm not saying that at all. But that actually would be required on flat Earth. Like if
Why?
Let's say, well, if I have a star that is, let's say, at Greenwich and 30 degrees latitude, and I measure that elevation from, 40 degrees latitude. If I do that in the southern hemisphere, the circle in the A map would have to get much bigger.
No.
For that to match, because on the map itself, those are much further apart. So you need a bigger distance for the longitudes to account for that.
This is false. If you measure a 30-degree angle, you measure a 30-degree angle. It doesn't matter where you are on that horizontal plane. 30 degrees to that.
Talking about the horizontal plane.
Yes, you do. That's how you get your elevation angle, which requires horizontal.
I'm not talking about it.
Well, that's what it...
I don't think you're getting my point.
I don't care if you're talking about it or not. Just because you're running away that you require a right angle triangle to make your calculation doesn't make it not that. It's just you ignoring it. A 30-degree angle is a 30-degree angle. It doesn't matter which position you're on Earth. If you measure a star at 30 degrees apparent altitude, that is you having a right angle triangle completed so you can calculate your distance to it. Now, if I measure something, let's say to Polaris 30 degrees, and it gives me the distance as I have here at 1,800 nautical miles, 3,600 nautical miles, and now I go to the south and I measure Sigma Octantis at 30 degrees. It's also going to be 3,600 nautical miles. Not because it's in
I'm not disputing that.
So,
but the thing is that if you're sighting, let's say, Acrux, and there's a certain amount of degrees, and you correlate that to distance, if you go to the northern hemisphere and pick a star with the opposed declination, same position, but on the northern hemisphere, on a flat surface, on something like the A map, in order for you to still be standing on that same circle, the circle would have to be smaller, because on something like the A map, as you're in the northern hemisphere, the latitude line gets smaller, so you'd be physically closer, even if you have the same difference in longitude, which means the longitude would have to be smaller in the northern hemisphere and bigger in the southern hemisphere, but they get smaller in both occasions, so you're not accounting for that.
Okay, sorry, I just had to say thank you, Godzilla37, for your super chat. Really, really appreciate it. He says, for $11 super chat, Flatzoid, do you have a stock in the Bayer Aspirin company? If not, you should. 5 minutes with the bacon and you'd have downloaded a whole 100-pack extra strength. Thank you very much for the super chat, Godzilla. Appreciate it. Now, unfortunately, Aspirin's not strong enough for me.
Lucian must be having a sore arm. His hand's been up for about 10 minutes.
But like I was saying, Bacon, I respect you and all, mate, but you're literally running away from the argument here. I mean, you can see my screen again, correct?
I can see your screen again.
Okay, this would be Polaris now, correct? It's just based on the AE map, as you say. Okay? Now, I'm measuring an angle to Polaris there. I've created a right angle triangle. Now, let's say I've gone now to the south, and I've measured another star. Whatever there. Okay? And I've measured the same angle.
Mm-hmm.
Why would it be larger now just because I went to the south?
I'm not saying it would be, but if it's not going to work on the E map, for example, or on any flat Earth that had the North Pole in the center.
Again, the North Pole to the
Do you understand what I said?
I have to go share that screen
Like
again.
Thing I would have said.
I understand what you're saying, but I don't think you understand what I'm saying.
No, I understand what you're saying.
Okay, I'm going to share my screen again. Now back to this one, yeah. Okay.
Okay, I'll give you an example. Can you open
just
an A
wait
map
before we
and
go.
draw on it?
Before we go there, I just want to show you, because I did try and explain this before. Yeah. Okay, you can see this.
Yeah.
Okay. If you are standing at Polaris, it's 90 degrees above you. Okay? Your field of view is literally, yes guys, I'm saying literally a lot on purpose because the guy before the stream said, I'm going to count how much times Flatzoid says literally. I'm actually going to make a shirt that says literally, guys. Okay, so he's looking out. You would understand that his radius to his field of view circle is limited. It cannot change. If it sees maximum to that radius, it stays. Correct? Hello?
Alright.
Okay, so the same guy standing under Polaris looks at another star at 80 degrees. He knows the co-altitude angle will be 10. So that means he's 600 nautical miles away from that star.
I understand
Okay, great. So the whole,
that. You know, I can do navigation.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I explained this.
but yeah, the whole math, you see this math on the side here, is based on the measurements to Polaris to form your equator. All they've done is they've taken the equator, it's a quadrant, and you times it by 4. That's how you got your sphere. That's how your sphere's developed. It's derived from a quadrant of a circle quadrupled 4 times.
I understand the claim.
Quadruple
Go
to-
on.
Yeah, okay? So if you're changing, it just gives a different angular drop over that field of view. And you guys take that and duplicate it to the surface and saying that is your physical drop of your globe. But in the meantime, it's just the measurement you took on the celestial sphere, which is optical. So you guys take the optical observation and call it physical. That's what your globe is based on. Based from a horizontal plane. That's why you guys got the equatorial plane for a reason. Yeah, that's all I wanted to say.
Right. Can you open a map to draw on it? Or maybe I should do it.
Yeah, you can do it.
Okay.
And all this started, guys, because a guy didn't understand what level means.
Yeah. Like I said,
I still know what level means, Flatzoid.
7 years.
Sorry?
I still know what level means. I don't go look at the verb section when I look for the definition of level.
Even on the based on physics, point of gravity to the center of mass, your globe is based on the geoid, so your center of mass is at a different distance, which debunks it being level.
That's only if you think level means parallel.
It does mean parallel. Literally means parallel to the horizon. Literally. How much times does it say it? Yes. Okay, Bacon, you gonna share?
Just give me 1 second.
Short. I mean, I got an idea, Globies. Show us a definition where it says where her level is not parallel to the horizon.
Okay, I'll share it.
Awesome. Okay.
Tell me if you can see it.
Getting it up now. There we go. Yeah, it's up.
All right. So let me see. Let's say I took a site to Aldebaran. No, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that star name correctly, but it's a star that the declination is around 16 north, 16 and a half north. So I'll draw a point here representing where the star is.
Okay.
So
Before
this
you
would be Aldebaran.
Sorry, before you go on, I just want to say, Godzilla37, thank you very much for your $5 super chat, $5.50. Man, can't wait for that first globe proof. I'll be more excited to witness than the moon landing. Thank you very much for the super chat, Godzilla. Very, very much appreciate it. By the way, guys, I'm going to be debating Mark Reed on Sunday, the 2nd of April by me. I think it's by you guys the 1st of April. By me, it's 4 a.m. on Is NASA Deceitful? Should we trust NASA? So that's going to be an exciting debate on modern day debates. Oh yeah, sorry, go on, Mike.
Not a problem. Yeah, actually, I'm gonna pick. I'll pick this one. So Aldebaran is here, and let's say I was here when I took the measurement. So I had. Let me see how many degrees is that. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, there are 15 degrees of longitude separating me from Aldebaran. So this represents here 15 degrees. This is the distance between me and Aldebaran, and this would correlate to an elevation angle, correct?
Okay. GP to GP.
Yeah. So if I have a star here, say Sirius, which is basically the same declination but south, so it'd be here, and I could still be in the same longitude but in the south, which would be here. So our longitude difference is the same, our latitude is still the same, but now I'm going to get a bigger distance, right? So the angle should be different, shouldn't it?
No, because this is a longitudinal, and it's a longitudinal and sun calculator map. That's why. It's not.
Okay, is this line bigger than that line or not?
Yeah, because it's not meant to show that to scale. It's a longitudinal and time calculator map. That's why. And you're misrepresenting what the map. You're misrepresenting what the map is made for. This is called straw manning.
Okay, is this map a representation of the Earth?
It's a longitudinal and time calculator map. It's those
Does
distances.
it represent reality?
No,
reality.
Does
Does it represent reality?
Those distances you placing there is not what the map is claiming to be accurate on. Do you understand that?
But that is the thing. Is there any map you can use in which those distances are gonna be accurate?
Yeah, nautical charts.
Because you said if I have the same angle measurement, then I have the same distance. And if I have the same distance, I have the same angle. If I have a different distance,
let's do it like this
I should have a different angle.
Let's do it like this then,
Right.
Bacon. Can you calculate, you said how much, let's say the top orange one, how much degrees was it? Let's just say 30 degrees. Correct?
I can calculate it. Give me a second.
No,
I
I'm
have a
saying, no, we can do it,
calculator
that's quick.
calculator.
Let's say 30 degrees, okay? Or did you say 15 degree? It doesn't matter. It's just for reference sake to say they've calculated to the same distances. Let's say you got a 45 degree angle measured there to the star. Okay?
One second. Okay, an accurate elevation in this case would be 75 degrees. Yeah,
Okay.
the elevation.
So 90 degrees minus 75. Correct?
Right.
And then you got your co-altitude, which you times 60 to get your distance in nautical miles.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you do that now with the yellow line, it gives you the same angular reading and the same distance, correct?
Yeah.
Great. Now, if you go and actually test that out, in reality, they do give the same distances, correct?
Yeah.
Great.
That's the
So
whole
the
point.
map is a straw man. You are using
Right,
a map
I
that's
agree.
not...
I also don't think this map is accurate.
Great. So you're using a map that's not intended for those distances to look the same for that. You understand? It's misusing the map's purpose.
The problem, though, is that you guys say that that map represents reality.
He just did. He said it would be the same distances. Just because he drew it out with a longer line doesn't mean it's not the same distance.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's the whole
without
point.
being distorted.
Where's,
Yeah, so
where's the
in the
distortion?
other way-
Sorry, where's the distortion? Does it have exactly the same distance or not?
The distortion is the fact that the line's longer than the other line.
It's not
distorted.
longer. It's not longer.
Okay, can I?
The distance is exactly the
say-
same. The distance is exactly
Yeah,
the
go
same.
ahead.
if you do this at the equator, so you have now an observer here and an observer there, you get an even bigger angle than both of the other ones. So this angle here of the L line is a bigger angle than the orange ones. So if you can keep doing sections of this and complete the full circle.
every
with
single
both orange. 1 second. You can do that with both orange lines. You can do it with the yellow line. In reality, the bigger circle is the yellow line, and both the orange circles have the same size, because if those two lines have the same length and you complete the circle, the circumference should be the same in both cases. So you have a bigger line in the middle and one circle inside and one outside that has the same length. You can't have that on a plane. It can't be possible on a plane.
again, longitudinal and sun calculator map. You are using reference to something that the map is not claiming to use. It's like taking an apple and saying, look, I'm drawing it as an orange because you claiming it to work as an orange, but it's an apple. You can't misuse something. It's a category error. You're literally taking something that's not claiming to do those distances and saying, look, it doesn't work. It's not meant to do that.
Like if you're claiming the Earth is flat, there should be a representation in which the distances work.
Those distances do
Clearly,
work.
this is not.
Okay,
Clearly, this is not the right one.
let's
right?
do this again. Is the physical distance based on your angular measurement exactly the same?
In between the orange lines.
Orange line, point A from observer to the star, 75 degrees, gives you a distance, a set distance.
Mm-hmm.
Now you go to the yellow line. You measured again, 75 degrees, and gives you the exact same
yellow
physical
line.
distance.
The yellow line doesn't have the same as the orange one.
I'm saying if you measured again,
No.
75 degrees, will it give you exactly the same measured distance?
Yeah.
Okay,
that's
great.
Fine. That's what
Then you
would
move.
expect on a-
Then
on
you
a
move to
scale.
the bottom line, and you do again the same 75 degree measurement. It gives the same measurement, the same distance.
Yeah, but that's the whole.
There we
point.
go. So it is
Can't fit-
accurate then.
You,
Congratulations.
You're not solving the problem. The whole point is that you can't fit those distances on a flat surface. They don't match. If you try.
You
That's why there's
literally,
no map.
you
why
literally
there's
just
no
said,
map.
you literally just said they got the same distances based on reality.
Yeah, but there's no flat representation in which those distances could be the same.
Sorry, just because
I'm
you're
saying-
using something that looks to be distorting, aka it's not meant for that, you are saying it doesn't work. By default, you just said all those measurements have the same readings, same distances.
The orange ones. Yeah, in reality, that's the problem. It doesn't match the flat surface. You wouldn't have that on a flat surface. There's no flat representation of the Earth that would give you that.
How do you get a 75 degree angle if it's not flat?
That's the elevation of the star. It's just how high it is above horizontal.
Thank you. Above horizontal, so flat then.
Yeah, the horizontal is flat. That's not the surface of the Earth, though.
Exactly, Derek. The distances work. The globies don't like the images of the continents. That's exactly. It's like taking the Mercator and saying, look, Greenland's too big, so therefore the Mercator must be thrown away. That's exactly what they're telling us here. The distances. Sorry,
as a
does the grid
representation of
does the grid work on the Mercator?
Sorry.
Flatzoid, I have a question for you.
Does the grid
On
work?
these
Can I just
nautical
finish?
charts, the Mercator nautical charts,
Yeah.
do the latitude lines get shorter on north and south on those Mercator charts?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not really a Mercator because it's
It's
a perfect
based-
Mercator projection is a cylindrical projection. So if the lines get shorter on the top and the bottom, how could they do that without it forming a sphere?
If you got an
Exactly.
issue with that, then maybe take it up with all the sailors that use the nautical almanac charts, based on Mercator, and tell them, sorry, I don't agree with you because it says nautical Mercator projection. It even says it in the bottom of the charts. It's a Mercator projection.
Mercator style projection,
Yeah.
which was a cylindrical projection.
Yeah. Like it's, but,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
it's the same. You see what I'm trying to explain to Bacon here? It's exactly the same issue you guys have with all your maps. The distances work perfectly, but the drawn out continent sizes and whatever is just imagery. That doesn't represent actual measurements and distortions. The looking of distortion, like let's say on the Mercator.
no flat surfaces do, no.
Exactly. But that's the thing. You don't have to worry about distortions if you're plotting those circles on a sphere.
You don't
Yeah,
have to
you
worry.
That actually gives you your correct coordinates if you do that.
And would you be
Stop,
able
Flat. Nice talk, nice talk. Loving this, loving this.
Hey, Discord, good to see you, mate.
Loving this. Great talk, man. Keep it on, guys. We love this stuff.
But you understand how simple it is. You make my point by saying the distances measure precisely out the same, and then saying, but look, the shape looks different, so therefore it's fake.
And it's not that therefore it's fake. I'm asking you, is that a flat representation of the Earth
You just did
that
it.
would match those distances?
You just did it.
Yes or no?
Okay, 75
But
degrees.
in this representation, the orange distances aren't the same. Clearly, the south one's bigger. So this representation
sorry.
of the surface
Okay.
is not correct,
Okay,
right?
quickly go to that yellow line. Measure 75 degrees from point A to point B. Tell me, put the measurement on screen for us quickly. What's the distance in nautical miles?
It would be 15 times 60. That is 900 nautical miles.
Okay, now do the same with the orange line.
Let me see. It would be minus 35. No, 25 seconds. Would
That's
be
exactly the same, by the way.
875. 875.
No, you measured a 75-degree angle. Why are you minusing
No, it's-
35?
Yep. No, it's the orange ones are 75 degrees and 35 arc minutes. It's a higher elevation,
sorry.
so they're closer.
No, elevation is not going to change that as we're based on a flat surface. Remember, you are trying to
Well-
take your globe belief now and place it on flat Earth. Remember, flat Earth would be the same
Wait.
level, the same horizontal. So why would it have more elevation?
I'm talking about the elevation angle of those stars. So
Which is
if you're here
75
at
degrees.
this longitude, if you're on this longitude and you measure a star that is in 16 degrees, also see 16 degrees latitude, but 15 degrees of longitude apart, this is the elevation angle the star would appear. There
75.
are
No.
35 arc minutes extra compared to the equator,
So why are you not giving the 35 arc minutes to the yellow as well?
because that's at the equator.
So, if you're measuring a
So-
star at 75 degrees, you're measuring the apparent altitude at 75 degrees. You can
No,
measure
if you're at
exactly.
this,
Listen, you can measure that exact same 75 degrees no matter where you are on Earth to a star. It's an apparent altitude angle. You adding
but
the
I'm
35.
giving you-
You adding the 35 arc seconds is just because you're trying to make it look different.
No, this is. Oh, I don't think you're familiar with the mathematics involved in navigation then, because you can. There's something called your computed distance or your computer elevation. You
So-
get that based on the coordinates of the observer and the coordinates of the stars. And if you do that for this example here, you get 75 degrees and 35 arc minutes. That's how high the star should look like if you're at this location, given the math used in navigation. If you
Again,
do this on the coordinates of the equator, you get only 75.
again, picking up a sextant, looking at a star, you measure an apparent altitude angle of 75 degrees. It
Okay.
gives you a set distance to the GP. Now you move down to the equator. You measure again to another star. It gives a flat 75 degrees. It would give a
Yeah, but I'm giving
same.
examples.
Yeah, because you're
I'm
giving
giving
it
you an
different.
example.
You're giving it
One
difference.
sec.
We are talking that it gives the same angular readings, which gives exactly the same distances, no matter where you are on Earth.
No, I'm giving you an example where I know where the observer is, and I know where the star is. If I know both of those ground positions, the observer and the star, I can work out the elevation. So if I use this coordinate here for the observer, and this coordinate here for the star, I get 75 degrees and 35 arc minutes. But if I use this coordinate for the observer, and this coordinate for the star, I get only 75 degrees. This isn't, it's not a random number. This is how you get if you're in this location and the star is in this location. I'm not making up random numbers here.
I don't think you understand what I'm saying. Okay, so what's 15 times 60? 900.
900.
Yeah. Okay, so that was measured at your orange line. It's gonna do it like this.
Yeah, the orange line is
Okay. Measured 75.
no, the yellow line. The yellow line. The
No,
line is 900.
no, but I'm saying now we're going to do the same, measuring to the yellow line. Now, based on the map,
But the yellow line is 900.
the yellow line will say now is a longer line on the map. The math is exactly the same because you measured again 75. Now we do it again and you give a red line. I think it's a red line at the bottom, whatever.
You only get 900 miles in the yellow line. The other ones would be 875 miles.
Sorry. If you measure 75 degrees, you've measured 75 degrees.
Yeah, but you wouldn't measure 75 degrees if you're here and the star is here.
Sorry, say again.
Given your location, if you're at this ground position and the star is at this ground position,
Yeah.
you wouldn't measure 75.
Why?
You would measure this elevation.
Why? So stars don't move.
That's what navigation tells you.
So stars don't
If
move.
you're familiar, I'm talking about the ground position of the star is here, and your position is here. You can work out your computed height, which is 75 degrees and 35 arc minutes.
Listen what I'm saying.
If you're familiar with navigation, you
Okay.
can work that out.
Yeah, I agree. You can do 35 oxygen, but you can do exactly the same with the yellow line, correct?
Not if you're in this coordinate and the star is at this coordinate. That gives you a different distance and a different height.
If
Just
you-
those
I
these
don't think
coordinates here.
you're talking totally
Don't give
against
it
what
the
I'm
same-
saying. I'm saying because how I'm saying you straw manning is you are changing it based on latitudes. Okay? I'm telling
Changing
you,
based on what navigation tells you.
if you measure a star at 75 degrees, finish. We're not adding extra. It doesn't matter where on the map. That 75 degrees will always give the same distance in nautical miles.
You didn't get the example, did you? It's not that I'm starting with the measurement.
So just
and then
just listen what I'm
one
saying. A angular measurement.
I did. I understand your response. I understood your response. But you're missing my point.
I
Because it
understand
didn't
what
start
you're
with
saying. I understand what you're saying. You're only going to be able to measure it like that, at that latitude. That's what
Alright.
you're telling me. Because of
Yeah,
the
so
stars,
if
because of
you're in this
because
location-
of the declination.
What?
Because of declination, correct?
I'm not sure what that means. Like, not what declination means, but I'm not sure
No,
what
I
it
say,
means.
would the declination change it then?
Well, the math for this, like, the latitude here is different, if that's what you mean.
Yeah. But like I'm saying, it
Yeah.
doesn't matter where on the map you go. Just ignore that. You just measured 75 degrees. You picked up your sextant. You saw, oh, look, I see the star. I measured 75 degrees. It gives you a distance of 900 nautical miles. Now you go down into the ocean and you pick up your sextant. You see, oh, I got another 75 degrees. It's again 900 nautical miles. The same as the red line. It doesn't matter how the distortion on the map looks. It's always going to be the same ratio of distance from the hypotenuse. That's what I'm saying, that the relationship of the hypotenuse to the base of the triangle.
Yeah, but the whole point is that there's no flat representation that can account for those angles.
You just put it on screen.
Yeah, but on screen, they're not matching, right? There's no flat representation in which you can have the same distances scaled down to your map size. The only
He's still not
representation
getting
that
it.
allows you to do that
He's still not
is
getting
a
it.
sphere.
He's still not getting it. It's so simple.
All right, man.
You're telling me you can't measure a star at 75 degrees flat if you're in Africa.
No, I'm not saying that.
So-
I'm not saying that.
But
So
you're
there's
telling
no
me you can only
flat-
measure the star at 75 degrees and 35 arcseconds at that latitude.
I'm saying there's no flat representation that will match those distances.
You just gave it on screen. You got it on screen now.
This isn't matching because I have the two orange lines that are supposed to have the same length, having different lengths. So this isn't matching the distance.
Again, you are making a claim you're never going to measure the star at a flat 75 degrees at that latitude. Is that your
I'm
claim?
making the claim that on this representation, the orange lines have different length. But in reality, they're
Again,
treated as the same length. So there's a discrepancy between reality and the representation. And the only way to represent those lines that actually matches what we treat them in reality is representing them on the sphere.
again, that's 75 degrees and 35 arcseconds. You said can only be measured. You cannot just measure a straight 75 degrees. Is that your claim?
No.
So then why are you putting the 35 just because you want it to conform to your globe and say, ah, look, I'm conforming it to my globe, therefore it's not flat.
No, because it's what conforms to those coordinates of the example.
If you pick
The
up your
example
sextant,
illustrates-
and you measure the star doesn't worry where you are standing. The star doesn't give a shit about latitude and
Yeah, but
longitude.
your
It's just
elevation
a
does.
GP.
If you're closer and further, your elevation is different. So your
Yeah.
location does matter.
Yeah, because you are closer to something, the angle changes.
Yeah.
But if
Yeah,
you are
you-
listen, but if you're standing there at your GP and just looking out at a horizontal to a star 900 nautical miles away, you're measuring a 75-degree angle. Now you can go to the water and do exactly the same. It doesn't matter where you're on Earth. If you measure an angular measurement, it stays the same.
Right. If you convert them into distances by multiplying the altitude by 6 nautical miles, they won't match any flat representation of the Earth. That's what I'm showing here.
Guys, I
But
don't know
if you
how.
convert them, if you use those nautical miles as an arc over a sphere, being each one an arc minute, it actually matches what you observe.
Derek, he
The only way you
says.
can,
Yeah, sorry. Derek, he says because of latitude, because it's following a curve, a Earth, so therefore it will always have that discrepancy because it changes with latitude. Not getting that if you move position, you're going to be able to have the exact same angular measurement. You can get the 75-35 on that middle line as well if you wanted to.
yeah, not if you're at this location and starts at this ground position. If you're at that location and starts at that location,
So
you
you
get
telling-
exactly 75, you don't get the extra 35 arc minutes.
It doesn't matter where you're on Earth. I can go to Polaris and get a 75-degree reading from a star if I wanted to. It's all just got to do with your elevation, apparent elevation of the star to
Yeah,
the
the-
per observer.
But the elevation of the star is going to be determined by where you are and where the star are, because there's distance.
If you have a
related
fixed
between
star,
your
yeah.
position.
If you have a fixed star,
Sorry?
if you have a fixed star, like Polaris, correct?
Oh, it's in that fixed, but
But you will be
Yeah,
looking
you won't-
north then. You won't be looking east then. Correct?
I'm sorry, say that again.
On these three lines, they are looking east, correct?
Yeah.
Great. So looking east is not looking at a fixed star. The star moves.
Okay.
So
I'm
it's,
talking about when you take
but
the
the star
measurement.
is
If
moving.
you're taking the measurement when the star is at this ground position. That's
The
what I'm
star
talking
is
about.
moving.
Doesn't matter if it's going to move
Listen.
later.
The star is moving east to west. So that
correct?
means
Yeah.
it's moving towards the observer.
Right, but at this moment in time here, it was right here.
So-
That's when the measurement was taken.
So thank you. It's moving towards the observer. So you can literally,
this-
it doesn't matter which latitude you're standing on, you can measure a star at 75 degrees, 35 seconds. Same here, 75 degrees, 35 seconds. Because it's got to do with the star's position to the observer. Not these lines you think are meaning anything on the map. Again, it's only a longitudinal and time calculator map. The distortions are there because you're trying to make something that the map's not intended for.
No, I'm just showing you an example. Like, if you think this map is a correct representation of the Earth, I'm waiting for one that is. There's no map
Is the
that you
longitude
can use as, one second, there's no map you can use as a representation of the Earth,
is the
because
longitude
they're all distorted.
is the longitudes correct on this map?
Yeah.
Great. So it's accurate for
Correct
what
is
it's
this-
made. Is the azimuthal sun time correct on this map?
I mean, the longitude of the sun, yeah.
Yeah, so that's what the map was created for. So it's accurate to what it was created for. You're taking and
Yeah,
doing
that's not my point.
that. Well, I'm telling you, you want an accurate map? It's accurate to what it was created for.
Okay, is there a map that is accurate for distances?
I don't know. Find me a map that's accurate to distances, because I'm not making a claim on any map. Again, everybody that knows me,
That's
I
the
do
problem.
not.
You wanna-
No. What's the problem is you want me to create something so you can straw man off of, just like you tried to do now with this map.
No, the thing is simple. If the relationship between angle and distance, if the reading of an angle gives you a distance, and you wanna figure out where you are, you need a circle, because that's the shape in which all the points are in the same distance. So if you wanna be able to represent that on a flat surface that represents the Earth, you need the distance to be accurate, because they dictate how the circle look like. This is clearly not the case. This is clearly not a representation of the Earth, which is fine. Maybe there's a correct one, not this one. So is there a representation of the Earth that doesn't distort the distances, so I can use for the circles of equal altitude?
I'm not making a claim on a map. I don't.
I
need-
know, but I'm asking you
Why?
if there is one. If you're
I
saying
don't know.
there's none, then
I
that's
don't know.
fine.
You go. If you want one, then go look for one. The point is, you're bringing up a
Yeah,
map.
it's just here.
The
It's
point
circle
is,
Earth.
the
That's the one that works for that.
The point is,
I'm asking if there's a flat one.
the point is, you're bringing up a map that you just had to concede is accurate into what it's claiming to be accurate about. You're saying it's not accurate in something it's not
Okay.
claiming to be accurate about. Do you see
That's
the
the
issue
point.
here?
Yeah, my point is not that this map is inaccurate for what it claims to be. My point that you have no representation of the Earth that you can use the distances to navigation.
All the distances are based on flat Earth. 90 degrees, right angle triangle, minus
You should have a representation where it works.
minus.
They don't.
I gave it on screen to you. That's what I was telling you. The hypotenuse, ratio distance to the base is what gives you your nautical mile relationship.
That's not even related to what I'm asking. I'm asking for the representation of the Earth.
Can
That
you
is flat,
can you
and
see
the distances are accurate.
Uh, Bri-
There is none.
Brian Leaks actually got a good question. He says, ask him if he can cast a celestial sphere on a flat surface without distortion.
The positions are going to be are not going to be distorted. If that's what you want to know, like
So
you
the
can
Mac-
plot the latitudes and longitudes without distortion.
So-
on that.
So the Mercator then is perfect then.
Okay, all those projections can be used to plot the celestial sphere.
But showing how I had it on screen earlier, it didn't work. I mean, look how far.
Yeah, because they don't have accurate distances.
Yeah, the Mercator was 2,498 kilometers off, where the IE map was only 511 kilometers, and the Rectangular was 2,196.
How far off was the globe?
Crazy.
3 miles.
The globe was 2,498 and 2,196. The IE was only 511.
No, I have the readings here. Let me get it.
I have it on screen for everybody.
No, I'm talking about I have the fix using the globe. Let me get it.
Again, you guys don't use a globe with celestial navigation. You use a chart, a nautical chart. They don't
I
sit.
did use the globe.
They don't sail with globes. They use
Yeah, they
nautical
don't use-
charts. Nautical charts.
Yeah, which are analogs for the globe. Because if you do
2D.
on
It's a 2D projection, correct? A 2D projection.
they use them as analogs for the globe.
Great. So Brian Leake's question then was, how do you do a two-dimensional projection without a distortion? And you said it was
You can't.
accurate. You
I didn't
can't.
say there wasn't distortions. I said you're plotting the coordinates in the right places because all those Earth projections have latitude and longitude. So you're placing the stars in the correct coordinates. The distance they're still going to be off, but you can plot them. If we're just talking about the coordinates can be correct, but the distances are going to be distorted, no matter what.
So yeah. Oh yeah, what I wanted to show. Can you see my screen? I'm sharing still, yeah. My point I was trying to make about east to west. The star is above here. You are standing here.
It's not loading for me yet.
Okay.
Let me try leaving, join again. Okay, can
You
see
attracted Nazi Flatzoid.
I see so. So I'm going to be timing out this Nazi person the whole time.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
But you can see the screen now.
I can see the screen.
Guys, you see, this is all the globies have because they're getting viciously demolished. Okay, so you see the stars here. It's now going to be moving east to west. Okay?
Okay.
You are standing still.
Mhm.
The star's coming towards you. Now you measure an angle to the star there. Okay? Now,
Okay.
what happens? That's why you take time with the star so it's going to come here now. It's coming closer. You're going to take a new angle measurement. You haven't moved. You understand you have a new different angle of measurement, correct?
Sure.
So, based on your thing, you said you will always measure 75 degrees at 35 arcseconds because of your latitude. This,
No.
this
Okay.
tells you it's not latitude based, it's based on your location, your hypotenuse relationship to the star.
It's always said. It didn't say you're going to always measure that same angle. It said once you are in that location, and the star is on the other location, which if you wait a couple of seconds, it's no longer going to be the case. When you're taking a measurement, you also take a note of the time, so you know where the star was when you measured it. So if you're showing me where the star is in a different location, it's no longer at that location that I was talking about. It doesn't apply. I was talking about those two specific coordinates, which only happens in one moment in time. Not all the time.
Do you,
just when it starts.
do you
there.
understand how this what I put on screen is just showing your argument that it doesn't comport with what you're saying? Because your argument is different latitudes will give you those set results.
No,
Yeah.
it didn't get it, man.
I got it 100%. You
If
said
you're- if
because
you're-
you're at the latitude,
if you're arguing-
the distance would be less and more.
If you're arguing, if your response is that the star is moving, then you didn't get a point. The point is when you measure any star is in that first position. Doesn't matter where it goes later. It matters where it is when you take the measurement. So if when you take the measurement, you're at that location and the star is at the other location. That gives you a certain angle that you would measure. Doesn't matter if the star moves later.
I want to know how you measure the
Irrelevant.
same. I want to know how you're going to be in the 3 locations at the same time.
No. Why would you?
Exactly. So that's actually a redundant argument then.
How is it?
Because you measure one star at one location, then you measure a different star at the same location. Sean Hawkins, you better stop this nonsense, mate. Guys, that's Sean Hawkins, it has to be. Because it's only him that can be so moronic. Him or that Twitch guy. Yeah, it's probably Sean.
Yeah,
It
I'm
feels
talking
like
about
Sean.
having 2 observers, not being 2 different.
Okay, so it's
places at
3
once.
different observers, correct? Looking at different stars then.
Yeah.
Great. So then they can all measure the exact same measurement then.
Okay.
Correct.
But not the, but that would depend on the ground position of the stars.
The GP of the star, exactly. But like I said, remember,
Yeah. So if you follow the example that I gave you, in those ground positions, the line of the person at the equator is bigger, the angle is smaller, the elevation angle is smaller than the ones that are not at the equator.
sorry, thank you very much, Godzilla, for the $5.50 super chat. Really appreciate it, mate. He says, when you receive a lot of flack, be sure you over the target. Exactly, mate. Exactly. Thank you very much for your super chat. I mean, it's simple. If the star's moving closer to you, it gives a different angular reading. So if I measured now 75 degrees, 35 seconds, like you said there, or whatever. Okay, at that, what's the name? It's going to have a different angular reading over here. You'd agree then it's going to, let's say, be 80 degrees then. Wow. Thank you for the $1 super chat, and I'm hiding you from this channel as well.
Idiot. One absolute idiot.
And again, YouTube, can you please... See, this is the thing, guys. Oh, sorry, Media Don. I didn't mean to do you. I want to do this moron. This is the thing. And then these guys try and get you... How do you take it away? Unable... Unhide. No, I want to hide him. Report. Hate speech. I'm going to put it as hate speech. What should we put in, guys?
Well, it is hate speech, you know.
I'm going to
Idiot.
hide user on channel. There we go. Bye-bye. Okay. So anyway, you're going to have a different angular reading because it's got closer, which you wouldn't agree on. Let's say we got 81 degrees there, whatever. And 22 seconds. It doesn't matter. It's on the same latitude. It's just got to do with your hypotenuse relationship to the GP of the star.
Okay, how's that related to my point?
Your point is, based on where you were, okay, you don't have it on the screen, but where you were saying each line, we're going to just do it like this. This is the yellow line, well, the orange line or whatever. This was the yellow line and the red line. You saying this has to be 75, 35. This would be 75, 35 because of your latitude. This one can only be 70. You said it can't be 70, 35 as well because of the equator, which is bullshit.
Why?
Because the stars move from east to west. It gets closer to you.
Yeah, but I was talking about when they were at 15 degrees longitude before me, at that moment in time, not later.
you do understand latitude is based off of an angular measurement. You
Keep
calculate.
saying that, you're not addressing what I'm saying.
You're literally ignoring what I'm saying. Your argument is because equator,
Yeah, it's unrelated.
the Earth, because globe, it gets smaller as you go north and gets smaller as you go south. That's your argument. So therefore, you cannot have the same angular readings on all three. That's your argument, correct? Because you're trying to follow the circles of a sphere, the longitudes of a sphere, latitudes of a
No,
sphere.
you're skipping some assumptions there.
No, that's your argument. It's been that the whole time. That's why I
No,
say
you're skipping some premises. One of the premises is the locations where the ground positions of the stars were when you were taking the measurement. You're skipping that part.
again. If you are
Do you want to go
on
to
the
Ferrari and check
equator,
that?
if you are on the equator, you can be on the equator anywhere. You will be able to get the same angular reading as you got at a different latitude because it's just your apparent altitude angular measurement. It's not latitude based, it's based on the angular measurement you took of that time. The distance towards the star. If you moved closer or further, you will get that same reading.
So I understand, right? But I'm giving you examples where you would read the same angle north and south of the equator. And an example where you read a smaller angle at the equator. Once you plot that, if you put that on the map, you're going to see that the observers were all in the same longitude. So were the stars, which would imply the longitudes are getting bigger and smaller as you go closer to the equator and away from the equator and past the equator, which can't happen on a flat surface.
Again, total bullshit. Just saying you can't have it on a flat surface doesn't make it so. Okay, this is obviously not to
I
scale.
understand, that's why I'm presenting an example to you.
It's obviously not to scale, but this is your argument. You're following the circles, each latitude. Okay, guys, it's not to scale or anything, it's literally just to give the point. So, you say equator, 75 degrees flat. Okay, then you say next one, 75, 35. That's the orange. And then you're saying there, 75, 35. The red.
Yeah, but keep in mind, in all three cases, both the observer and the star are in the same latitude and separated by 15 degrees of altitude.
Okay. Now, you are saying it's going to change as you go with latitude, correct? So it's going to be becoming more and more. So here you would, let's say 36 or 76. Is that what you're saying? Just for...
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. And yeah, it would also go 76. Correct?
Yep, yep.
And go up and up until you finally get to whatever.
If you and the star have the same latitude,
Yeah,
you're
it's just
separated by the same 15 degrees of longitude.
Yeah, it's
You
just...
get a larger and larger elevation as you get away from the equator.
Yeah. Now I'm telling you that's bullshit because stars come from east to west. If the
So
star
what is
is
time
moving
objective?
towards you, you get a different angular reading. So it doesn't matter what latitude you are, you can get the exact same 75, 75, 75 right through.
Yeah, but you're talking about when the star is not 15 degrees of longitude before me. Of course, if you wait, the star is going to keep moving, the angle is going to change.
Thank you.
But
So,
then the separation between longitudes is no longer going to be 15 degrees. It's going to be less.
that's why you
What
have to
I'm
take.
telling you-
That's why we.
Yeah,
Why?
but-
Why do you think we've taken this argument the whole time from the pole star? From Polaris, because it doesn't move. That is how you have your latitude reading. There's a reason why we have this as the pole star. Why we use the pole star.
We're comparing stars at different latitudes. latitudes. You can just use Polaris to do that because you have a single latitude for that.
Yeah, just like I'm showing here.
Yeah, but point.
Yeah, this is
I'm not
this
sure
is
I'm
how
gonna have
this is
make
how
this
your
point.
equator is based, mate. This is what your sphere math is based on. Your radius, everything, is based on just this one page alone. If you have to look at this, you would agree it's got a horizontal base. Correct?
Okay.
That would be your equator, your equatorial plane. Okay? Every latitude has a apparent angular measurement to the star, to Polaris, a fixed reading. So at 0 nautical miles, you see Polaris overhead. It's on top of you. If you move to the next latitude, 80 degrees latitude, you would be 600 nautical miles away. And so on until you get to 0 degrees where Polaris would be at the horizon. That would be 5,400 nautical miles away. That would be a 0 degree angle. Do you understand that?
Yeah, sure.
Because you moved away from the fixed star. Now, you can obviously not see Polaris in the south because it's got to 0 degrees now. The angle is too acute. It's acute now. You can't you can't resolve it anymore. So now you've got your equator. You've already made a quadrant of a circle. Now, because you have a belief in a sphere, you just duplicate that quadrant to make it south. And that's why you have -10, -20, -30, blah, 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 blah. Because that's what it's based on. It's based on the measurement to Polaris. It's all a right angle triangle measurements. I don't know how much more clearer I can make it.
Well, this doesn't come close to addressing the point, but I kind of gave up on trying to make the point.
Yeah.
I think Globe 30's society got it. Maybe he can try to explain it a different way. But yeah, I gotta go to the supermarket.
Well, it is 1 a.m. Yeah, I should actually go sleep. But I do appreciate you
Alright.
coming on.
Alright, yeah. Well,
I don't. You
I'd say-
wasted time. Just waste of life. Waste of time. I'm done. My arm's tired. Bullshit. I just got off the phone, and I'm not just off the phone with one of my cousins in the Air Force, but he bases out of Utah and California. I've been trying to get a hold of him for about a month now. He calls me up, and I said, hey, I've got just a question for you. How do you take into fact the curvature of the Earth? And as soon as I said curvature, he goes, whoa, 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 whoa. Wait, that's what you called me about? The Earth is flat. I'll be home for Easter. We'll talk about it then. I can't talk about that shit now, but the Earth is flat.
Fair play. Fair play.
I see.
And with all due respect, Bacon, fuck you, dude. Fuck you for wasting all this time.
He's already.
I know.
He's already.
I know.
I enjoyed.
I don't know why. I don't know why Bates called me a psychotic, but it was kind of messed up. I think he did a pretty good job. But I think there's no reason a plane would ever have to take the curvature of the Earth into account, anyways.
Yeah, because it's not curved. I agree.
That's because we live on a planet and not a beach ball.
Sorry, you know how a gyroscope
You just
works.
keep the plane. You just keep it level, and you're always going to have your horizon ahead of you.
Yes, and you literally
You never
showed
get
the globe
you
doesn't
never
have.
get to the horizon where it's gonna like start curving. You just always stay level, and your horizon just keeps going and getting further and further. You just always have your horizon. You stay level. I mean, they fly in pockets of pressure.
Great. And what did we do in the beginning of this stream where we showed you that you cannot have level on a curve surface?
No, you agreed you can have a circle that's level to another circle, and that's exactly what planes do.
Again, your globe is a geoid. It does not have a parallel to anything. You have to have a parallel to a horizon which is horizontal. So if you're saying you're flying parallel to the horizon, welcome to flat Earth.
It depends on what you are like. You keep saying the horizon, but if you're flying level to the horizon, you're just staying level with the Earth. I mean, I don't understand what the issue is there. It's not.
So no
if
curve
you're if you're flying into the horizon, that I don't know. I don't know exactly what you're trying to say. The horizon is just optical. It's always going to be around you. You don't get to the end where it starts to curve. You know what I mean? I don't understand the.
I'm glad
I've never understood the logic behind it.
I'm glad you can see that the horizon's optical. That's a start.
Yeah, of course. Anybody would agree that the horizon is an optical. I mean, there's a physical horizon, but what you see is an optical horizon. Obviously, I mean, you're seeing it. It's optical.
Okay, can you please show me a physical horizon?
A hard line of water, halfway up a container ship.
No, sorry.
Halfway up a 100-foot container ship, a hard line of water. That is a horizon.
No, a horizon is
We should
an
never
apparent...
see. We should never see a hard line of water meeting the sky.
Sorry,
ever.
sorry.
Ever. We should see that thing go straight. If it was flat, we'd see it go straight out and level, and it would blur into this little, like you see those perspective pictures. It would always look like that.
Sorry.
But it doesn't.
A horizon, you would agree, is just an apparent position where the sky and Earth appear to meet. Correct?
It's the limit of your vision, and because of the shape of the Earth, we have a horizon where we can see a hard line of water meeting the sky, because that only means one thing. That water is convex.
Okay, sorry, and a horizon is a horizontal plane, correct?
No.
Okay.
The word horizon comes from a Greek word that just means limiting circle.
Sorry. Can you please show me a definition where it says horizon is not horizontal?
Look up just look up where the word horizon came from.
Yeah, horizontal.
No.
I got
Came
it on
from some word that
screen.
starts with
I
a
got
K.
it on
I
screen.
can't
got it
remember
on
now,
screen.
but it's
Parallel
different.
with the plane of the horizon.
And it just means a limiting circle.
Horizontal. Let's go look at the definition for horizontal. Well, let's go look at the definition for horizon because it means horizontal. But yeah. Let's do this.
The definition of horizontal is going to give you the definition of horizontal, though.
The horizon is horizontal.
No, the horizon is the horizon.
Yeah, horizon. What's a horizon? Would that be the celestial sphere? Field of view?
Celestial sphere? Yeah, I mean, I guess so. I mean, I don't understand how you can have a celestial sphere surrounding a flat plane to begin with, but
listen what they say here.
Horizontal. Horizontal. Horizontal.
Horizontal. Mm-hmm.
Is that the word you're looking for?
Horizontal.
And what does horizontal mean?
Oh, hold on. The line where the Earth seems to meet the sky, the apparent junction of Earth and sky.
That's exactly what I said, isn't it?
So
and how do you have Earth and sky meet and not just blur out into nothingness, into infinity? If you're standing above the water, I just don't understand that. Okay. You know, it doesn't make any sense to me.
Do you know anything about perspective?
Of course, yeah. And nothing about perspective would ever make something be obstructed by water, a curve that isn't there.
Okay.
Nothing
you
about
understand what convergence is?
Convergence, yeah.
Okay, what's convergence?
Convergence is when things converge.
No, be more specific. What is convergence?
Convergence is what the sun does.
Great, so it
And you guys don't
converges.
really have an
So it
explanation
the sun converges
how that
to.
happens.
So the convergence of the sun converges to the
The sun
horizon.
converges, with the horizon, and which could never happen on a flat Earth.
Bullshit.
Well, that's what you say, but
No, not
I mean,
what
where-
I say. I'm telling you, it's bullshit. So I'm going to hold
How
you to
far-
this claim. I'm going to hold you to this claim. Show us that on a flat surface, on a flat Earth, it should not converge to the horizon.
show us how far away that line has to get for the angle to get small enough to converge flat. I mean, how far away is it possible?
Face Reality, thank you very much for your $2 super chat. He says Google horizons or horizontal line. Exactly. Thank you very much for your $2 super chat. It's very simple, mate. We have things in reality like refraction. Correct?
Yep.
We have
We do.
things, yeah, we have to look through atmo. There's dust in the air.
Atmosphere.
There's water vapor. There's light dispersion problems. There's dust. Yeah, there's things in the way like trees and mountains and waves that have bigger angular sizes. Correct?
Okay, can you or can you not take observations on a clear day, a nice day that doesn't have a crazy
There's
refractive index?
Always
right?
refraction.
You could have a nice clear day.
There's always
There's
refraction.
of course there's always refraction, but there are times
Okay, so no, tell
when
me
what
again.
you're looking at is more like what represents reality.
Okay, so tell me again how flat Earth cannot
Sure.
have convergence.
I'm saying the sun could never drop below the horizon on a flat Earth.
Can I ask you now to provide me evidence of this, please?
Well, just bring up paint, draw a straight line,
Sorry,
a flat line, and
orthographic.
then put something up in the sky and show us how far away you have to make that
Okay.
thing for it to drop, for those two angles to actually converge.
You're falling in the same trap McToon fell in when he came to chat with me. Is orthographic view
It's
perspective?
not a trap. I mean, that's an honest question. I mean, that's just
is
the
orthographic
laws of geometry.
perspectives not laws of geometry? Is orthographic view perspective based?
Orthographic view.
Yeah, that's what happens when
Which way is that? Is that like side to side, or is that you looking at me looking at the horizon?
you wanted me to draw a line side to side. That's orthographic view. Yeah. You're evoking geometry, correct? So orthographic view, two-dimensional. Thanks, Godzilla, mate. Thank you for coming. Really appreciate it. We're not going to be longer now anyway. Because I've got to get up earlier because my son's going to a birthday party in 7 hours.
Nice. That sounds like fun.
Yeah. But like I said, what were we talking about? Orthographic view. You would understand orthographic view is just angle based.
I asked you what orthographic view actually was. Is that like a straight on view, or is it a side to side view? You know what I mean?
Side to side. It's only angle based, correct?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's how far away.
Great. So now when you
I
try
mean,
and draw,
well, it doesn't matter which way you're looking. If it's side to side or straight on, it's still two lines. And how far away does that top line have to go to make that angle converge with the bottom one? That's all it is. It doesn't matter which way it goes.
so you would agree with me that perspective and orthographic are two total different things.
What?
You would agree with me orthographic view is not perspective based.
No, perspective is just things getting smaller with distance. That's
No.
all perspective is.
No, that's orthographic view showing just angular sizes. It's
And
more
getting
perspective.
proportionally smaller with distance.
Perspective is not just angular size change.
It is.
No.
It's them
False.
smaller.
Dude, I
And-
studied art. I majored in art. Perspective is not just angular size change.
Well, maybe you should have majored in physics.
What's you just literally gave it.
I'm
You,
just
you literally
messing with you.
don't worry. You literally just came earlier. Convergence. Can you show me convergence in orthographic view?
I honestly don't. I don't know.
No.
I don't really know. Like understand the question. Like it would be. It would look more like one line if it was in a straight-on view. So it wouldn't.
You would understand
No.
when you draw in geometry, orthographic view. Parallel lines will never meet, correct?
The true parallel lines, yeah, are not gonna.
Great.
They're not gonna meet.
So with perspective,
Sounds right.
with perspective, you got convergence, so they do appear to meet. Correct?
As they get further, yes, yes, yes,
Okay.
of course.
Great. So your claim is geometry dictates that on a flat Earth you should not have the sun converging to the horizon. That's your claim.
Yes.
Great. But do we see in two-dimensional geometry, or do we see in three-dimensional perspective space?
We live in 3D, yeah.
Great. So I want you to go and prove to me how perspective would not cause convergence.
I mean, you explained to me exactly what the crepuscular rays are. They appear to converge, but they don't. They're actually parallel.
False.
No? Well, I mean...
Okay, this is another point I'm going to ask you.
Is that
You
not
underst-
orthographic view? You're looking straight at them, and that's why they move
No.
as you go past them. They continue to move. It's
No.
because they aren't...
No.
They're actually parallel.
Do you understand perspective is from the observer to observation, not from observation to observer?
Well, the light is coming to you. The light's reaching your eyes.
Perspective is from the observer to the observation, so away from you, not towards you.
Okay.
You understand that, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so when you look at railway tracks, it's converging, it's not diverging. Now, when you look at crepuscular rays, what are you looking at? Are they converging or diverging?
They're doing the same thing as train tracks are doing. They're
They're
converging.
going to a simple point, exactly. So that shows
They
it's not
look to
parallel.
converge at the cloud that they're coming through, or whatever is coming through.
So the sun's not having parallel rays then, because it's converging.
It's the perspective aspect of it
No,
that you're trying to explain to me, saying that the sun wouldn't go down. But I have a question about.
but that's why I'm asking.
perspective,
Okay,
though.
before we go,
Perspective shows things. Perspective says things are going to go away, and they're going to get smaller, and smaller, and smaller, and smaller, and smaller until
angular size change. Yeah?
you can't see them until the angular size is too small, right? And how come you can see a ship and it's still close enough? It's not even close to being, too far to see, because you can still see it clearly, and the bottom is just as far away, but it's being blocked by water. I've never understood that. That was always a selling point to me on the globe, because that's absolute. I mean, if that water's flat, it wouldn't be obstructing it at all.
But I do actual
There's
demonstrations.
no way.
I do actual demonstrations on flat surfaces where I show bottom-up obstruction.
No, I've seen them.
Yeah, and what about refraction?
And you don't.
I don't. So they have the bottoms showing then. Is that what you're saying? You're claiming they do have the bottoms?
Do you agree that perspective says things should disappear proportionally, right?
Yeah.
They
To
go
an
away
extent.
until the angular size is too small to resolve, correct?
Yeah.
So why don't ships and stuff do that
But
going
that-
over the horizon?
but that is just perspective in art. Do you understand? With perspective.
No. I'm not talking about art.
three-dimension-
I'm talking about a physical ship going over the physical horizon.
The rise is not
and-
physical. You said
And,
that
and
earlier.
it disappearing bottom up rather than disappearing proportionally like perspective says it should on a flat plane, correct?
Again, the angle is too limited.
It's not though, because you can the top is right there. So it's not too far away for the angle to be limited because the top is right there. Where's the bottom?
It's limited because the ocean has a larger angle which is closer. It's gone what we call the diffraction limit. You understand what the diffraction limit is?
Explain to me the diffraction limit.
It's when the two wavelengths of lights converge and the larger angle will be resolvable, and the one that's got the lowest angle will not be resolvable. It's like when you look at a building at far distances. You can't see the windows, but you can see the building, because the building as a whole has a larger angular size, but the window's angular size is too small. So it's the same when you have over the ocean. It's a large angle. The sea is one large angle. That boat, the bottom of that boat, has a much smaller angular size. Now, when you go into a diffraction limit, you can't see it. You're going to only resolve one angle, which would be the ocean. Now, you also have things to contend with, like refraction. And refraction pulls the objects in compression while it's lifting up the horizon. So that's why you see bottom-up obstruction. It's only an optical
Yes,
effect.
I agree. Refraction does lift things up, but my point is, on a clear day, the top is right there. It's not even not even close to being too small to resolve, but the
Angle.
bottom's gone. The bottom's being completely blocked by water.
You do
Completely.
understand. You do understand the oceans have bulges and waves.
That's not what's half
The
of the ship is gone.
The oceans have bulges and waves. You've been on the ocean before on a boat. I
Then why
assume.
can then
I
how come the horizon line is
I-
nice and flat?
I
then?
assume you've been on a boat before in the ocean.
I go deep sea fishing every year.
Great. And you understand.
When the big fish, I've won the big fish pool 3 years in a row.
Cool.
Boom.
Awesome. So you understand that when you're going down through bulges and stuff, I mean, sometimes you feel like you're going to fall off the boat. It's so hectic, the dip. Correct?
I've been out there on days where you lose the horizon in the troughs of the waves. Oh yeah.
Exactly. So now you understand how it works with parallax. If you're in a car and you're driving along, let's say, a picket fence in front of you, on the right of you, and there's mountains in the distance, the picket fence will be looking like it's moving faster relative to you, and the mountain will be looking like it's following you, like it's not moving. Correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Does that explain why half
Yeah.
the ship's gone though?
Yeah. So, what happens is, if you're looking over the ocean, that waves would be having a larger angular size and angle to the observer. And because of parallax, it's further away, it's going to take long for it to move out the way to show the ship in view again.
I don't think parallax has anything to do with this.
If you go and sit,
But
if you go and sit with your camera at the ocean looking at the boat, and you, let's say, leave it there for a half an hour.
I'm saying though, like on
It's
a
gonna-
calm day, not on a crazy day,
Yeah,
on a calm
a
day,
calm day, it
they will
doesn't
still
matter.
disappear,
Co-
bottom up,
Calm day, it doesn't
nice
matter.
and slowly, just like that. And
Calm
it's-
day, it doesn't matter.
I'm saying when you zoom in on it, right? You're saying that the angle or whatever, you zoomed in on it, you can see it. You can see the top, right? The top is right there, and then just feet below is the bottom,
Again,
but it's gone.
you can
It doesn't make
replicate.
sense unless the water is convex. The water has to be convex.
No, it doesn't.
You
can.
have to
water
account
has to be
perspective.
convex.
Do you know what is perspective?
Perspective is, yeah, things getting smaller with distance, and perspective says that a boat would get a boat would never disappear bottom up in perspective.
No, that's not true. If you have for example, you have a road, a flat road, and you put a coin, and you come, far away from that coin. There's a moment you cannot see that coin, but if you have eagle eyes, then you could see it. So now you have technology like Nikon P900 or P1000, and now we can zoom more than we see. Our eyes have limitation, but with distance, things get smaller, like you said, and the perspective has a big role on that. But not just perspective, humidity in the air, and a lot of things.
Yeah, well, those are the pictures that I'm talking about, is these zoomed in Nikon ones where, I mean, if the Earth was flat, you'd be zoomed in on an entire ship, and you would watch it disappear proportionally again.
Sorry. The problem, okay, so maybe you cannot get it looking through ocean, but on a big lake like 70 miles, Lake Titicaca at Peru, 2011, they didn't find any curvature there.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you before you guys go on. Face Reality sent a $2 super chat. Thank you very, very much. He says, it's perspective, dude. The floor rises. Exactly. That's why I was talking about convergence. But yeah, Miguel, you're right. You can duplicate this how much times with a flat surface. I mean, I've shown this many times. So I don't see why they come and say it's not possible on a flat earth. And when I ask them, okay, then demonstrate it for us why it's not possible, they can't.
I did post, sorry, you are roboting, Flatzoid, but I did post, an explanation why do tall buildings appear to vanish at the bottom first. It has to do with perspective and angular resolution.
Exactly.
Oh, no, there's nothing in perspective, I think, explains that. If it was flat and there was nothing blocking it, then there should be nothing blocking it. That's the issue.
If you are at the ground, even on a street, where this road is flat, you will see it lights, how you call it in Portuguese, but you have the lights, public lights, and it will, to you, it will appear that they are converging to a point. That's perspective, and you have to you have to
but the two lines never converge, is what I'm saying. They never go past each other.
Yeah,
they just converge. They converge into an unresolvable point.
Like this optical.
And you guys say that's what the sun does, right? You say that's what the sun does. It goes.
The not just perspective.
Right?
There's a lot with the sun.
Well, I have a question that kind of involves that. Like you guys say, the sun is going away from you, right? It's not going down. And then you guys say that rockets are definitely not going away from you. Those are going down, even though they appear to do, it's the same.
They do,
it's the same thing. You guys kind of contradict yourselves a lot on that, on the perspective thing. You guys kind of choose which things you want to be going down and which things you want to be going away from you.
Rockets, if you, I did post just not talking about perspective, and then I go talk about those rockets. You have these rail trails, from when you see this, it appears they are it's like a triangle, but it's optical. It's not. These two lines are parallel. So, but when you see it far away, you see like a triangle. It's like looking to a road, a long distance away. So this is perspective, there's a vantage point there, the horizontal line, and you have,
And that's something that we would see looking out at the ocean that we don't see. We would
you
see
have
a lot
to account.
differently. The horizon would be a little bit higher than it is in reality, and everything would just go out to infinity, out to a little point where it's unresolvable.
Yeah, so
That's what
you are talking to your high elevation, right? High when you see with your two eyes. But if you raise up, even on land, if you raise up in a hot air balloon, you will see that you can see. As long as you go up, you can see more land beyond.
Oh, of course,
So,
yeah. I mean, I would never go up in a hot air balloon, but I always tell people if you're really trying to see noticeable curve, the minimum that you got to go up like 250,000 feet.
The problem.
If you
Okay,
want
so
noticeable curve.
I have dived with dolphins, and I did watch at that time, and I was a Glover, but I couldn't understand why, because I didn't saw this island, that we get far away, at the Azores here in Portugal, and I didn't understand because I never saw I left see that land, to that island, but there were guys at this island that with binoculars they could see where we were and where the dolphins were passing by. So I mean, when you are at your high level, if you try to rise up, you will see more than what you will see water level or ground level. Yeah, but it's perspective is just one that you have to account, because in the horizon, even at the ground, sometimes you see pollution and hair is not invisible, so there's a lot of things, even vegetation. If you have vegetation with a flat land with vegetation, that will influence a lot. I did work at the watchtower, work to detect with my binoculars and along far away to detect wildfires. And there were some days, the sky was clean, but because of the hot air, I couldn't see, I just see like white at the horizon, some populations, houses, village, and I couldn't see it, at that time because it was because of the vegetation, it releases volatile things, into the air, and the hot air it influences. So and far away, far away.
Yeah, the atmospheric conditions for
exactly.
So you change and.
Yeah, so looking through the horizon on land, even I was watching the sun setting and then the moon coming at the back, and but when when the moon was on the horizon, I see yellow, but when it was like more than 90 degrees, I could see white. So the horizon, what is in the horizon? Pollution and many things. It's different, So it influences, but not just that. There's atmospheric lensing, because you have to account perspective. Yes, when the sun setting is happening or the sun rising, but there's atmospheric lensing, So you have to account that too.
I don't think you need to take atmospheric lensing too much into account when you're, like, I'm talking about an observation like on a good day where you do have a crisp horizon and you can zoom in on it. Like you can zoom in close to it, where it's
Yeah,
I feel
I
like you
use
touch the water.
I used to, I know, a long time ago, I used to watch a lot of sunsets, and there were some things I did repair at that moment. It's like the sun going into the water, but it's not there. It's because of perspective, but not just that. As far away the sun is, it starts to reflect in the water. So what we see is just a reflection. It's like it appears that it goes disappear in the water, but it just reflects because the sun is more far away. So it's just like a mirror image. And these
Well, yeah,
distortion.
as the sun's going down, it's going through a lot more atmosphere or whatever, and to get to you, the light's going through more. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Coming in more sideways angle, and that's why it can hit the underside of clouds, which is another thing that it's somehow not happens, but couldn't happen on a flat Earth.
And if you have a solar filter, there's some cameras. Now they have this solar polarized filter.
I've seen time lapses of solar filters throughout the day, and the sun does not change size, and that's
so if you
evidence of it being very far away.
I have polarized glasses, so then you can see more clear, it vanishes the glare, of the sun. So but these filters, if you rotate the glare, it disappear, and then you see a little sun. So when you
the point is though, it doesn't change angular size throughout the day though.
Yeah, when you see the sun, you are seeing don't see the circle of the sun. You are seeing the glare, used glare from the sun. But if you use this solar filters,
that's what I'm telling you. The size of the sun appears to change if you look at the glare, but if you put a solar filter on it, the actual circle of the sun, it stays the exact same. Well, it may vary by 0.000 something or another, but it does not change size throughout the day, which is indicative of something very, very, very far away. If it was close to us, perspective says it would get bigger. The angular size would get bigger as it got close to us, and it would get smaller as it moved away.
I have, let me get it, sun, where is it? Here. So I have, what I was talking, I have two gifts, then you can watch. I did post one, and I have another one. Oops, it's too big to post, but anyway.
Sorry, guys.
I cannot post, but anyway.
Sorry, I just got to say, I got a super chat again. Thank you, Into the Break, for $5 super chat. Glover, you're contradicting yourself. Now it's the time to comprehend refraction. Thank you very much for the super chat. Hey, Skeptic96, I'm just going to have to say, guys, I'm going to have to end the stream here because it is 1:30 in the morning, and like I said, I have to wake up early.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
You guys can carry on.
You got to do Flatzoid.
You guys can carry on with your talking and stuff. I really appreciate you guys coming on.
Yeah, no, I'm ready to call it a night myself, but thank you for having me on Flatzoid. I had a good time.
Thanks you guys for coming. Yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow night. Well, tonight then again.
Okay.
Alrighty, see you later.
Thanks for the live stream. See you.
Cheers, man. Thank you for coming. Bye. Thank you everybody for coming. Really, really appreciate it. The poll ended on are you a flat earther? 167 votes, guys. Yes, I am, 56%. No, I'm not, 40%. And in between at the moment, 4%. So I think that was quite a good poll. Thank you guys all for coming. Appreciate all the super chats. I hope I read all of them out. Appreciate all your support. Please hit the like button if you haven't already and share the show. I really need to go sleep now. So I'll see you guys all tonight again for an epic stream. We're going to have Mikey Smith on. He's going to present his pictures of the firmament. So we can chat about that. That would be awesome. So yeah, shot guys. See you later. Have a blessed evening and may the pressure be with you. Cheers.